I
We're live, sorry.
you're good. Phew, that smelt over here.
I know, that was gross. That was a
Oh.
Jimmy John's turkey sandwich that took 2 hours to get here on delivery. So freaky if we didn't fast. Or so freaky we almost had to fast.
I'm wearing a sweater down here. I don't know how it's gonna be like below zero tonight
I
with
did
wind
get in the
chill.
first on the.
But next week, in a couple days, it's gonna be 70.
I know. It's gonna be real nice. Oh, they can see me. Shit. So much for the surprise, I guess. And who's that short hair? I got my hair pulled back, folks. It's gonna be like that tonight.
You're
Four
full of
people on
baloney,
so
I
far
bet.
already. You got about 1 minute, folks.
You're full of baloney.
And ZZ, whoa, 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 will be on. It's Friday, folks. It's
You got your album?
I got records, man.
Very cool.
Doing a couple quick shares. New groups, nice.
I make notes. I make a note, and then I lose the note. That's great. Oh man, I have to wing the notes. Okay, that's great. Are you kidding me?
Wait, it's almost time, Phil. You ready?
I am never. No, I'm always ready. Wrong words. Yes, I'm always ready, John. I'm always ready to do the thing. And
Bill and John Zone, I'm in the John. Bill and John Zone, everybody. I'm in the
Can you hear that at all? Your end of things.
Bill and John Zone, I'm in
I can hear it, but
Sounds like shit, though, huh?
yeah.
Yeah. Man,
in the John, in the Bill and John Zone.
That sounds better. Yeah.
Probably when I don't talk over the top, if that
Thank you
helps.
very much.
All right.
Hey, folks, it's Friday,
Let's get your hair off there.
the 11th of March, and it's our week 98 weeks show. You don't like my hair? All right.
Oh, I know. Whoa!
2 years of growth, folks. 98 weeks
Where did it go, Johnny?
in the garbage can.
Oh.
Didn't even save it. We didn't even save it. It was so gross. It feels really good though. I'm just gonna go with that tonight. I feel like a whole new man.
You still look like John Griffith. Are you itchy?
No, I took a shower.
Well, I mean, it's still.
No, I
Just
feel
the
good.
thought of having hair up there.
It's like 3/4 of an inch long now. It was probably 18 inches at its longest, maybe. I don't know. It was long. It was down the middle of my back, and I don't ever grow my hair that long. And couldn't tell you why I was growing my hair that long, to be honest. I had no plan, other than I was just lazy and bored and a hippie. And if you don't get a haircut, that's what happens. 2 years, folks. Full.
Yeah, I wanted to get a haircut a couple weeks ago.
I needed a change, man.
Well, you look good. You
Shake
look
it up
clean.
and
I'll
start
be
fresh.
clean and shaven by spring-ish.
I've
But
got,
I'm going to, if I get my hair cut the way I want it, like you, I mean, short, my hair will never be this long again, you know? It's pretty,
you're kind of a long hair right now for you always keep pretty clean.
it's hidden under the hair and the sweater.
Yeah. And sometimes you come to a show like out of the blue, you just look real nice, like you had a job interview or something, because you got a haircut that day or a couple days before we started the show.
Oh, yeah, it's funny when I get a haircut, people go, wow.
I got a haircut once. I got a haircut once. It was like a regular haircut, where they cut the sides and they
You
comb the
got
top
a
over,
big time haircut.
I did that one time in about 10 years ago now probably, and it was embarrassing. I didn't like it, so I got it shaved off, and I've been shaving it off ever since. And whenever it grows out, I shave it off, and I got no reason to worry about otherwise than that. I said something to my friend Jeff Singley about doing it, and he was like, "Oh, we need more long hairs." I get it, we need more long hairs, but I'm always a long hair in my heart. It doesn't have to show, and it was a pain in the ass to sleep with all that hair. You can believe it. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a girl with all that hair. It's hard work, man. You got to comb it every day, and then you're pulling it out, and you got dead ones that stick up like this. So I'm a
You
new
look
man.
like a reindeer there. Do it again. There you go, reindeer.
In headlights even. So thanks for tuning
Cheers,
in,
buddy.
folks.
Happy 98.
Thank you, Phil, and happy 98 weeks, man. I can't believe it. I can.
I can't believe it either.
There's been highs and lows, man, and here we are right in the middle of it all again. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Where's the lows? There's a
And
lot of lows we
few and
can
far
talk
between.
about. No.
Few and far between. How about that?
No, in the world. I don't. We know it's all good.
We don't talk about those topics generally. It's like a.
God, I want to though.
So a friend of mine this week, Tony Eckert from Golconda in Southern Illinois, I didn't think he'd ever watch the show. I never saw his name pop up. I didn't do likes. He doesn't do comments. And he sent me a message this week saying how nice it was that our show was still going and how cool it was.
That's very cool.
He said we'd make an excellent podcast. because I don't think you can see our faces when we do a podcast. They'd just be talking. You know, it's if you know,
Yeah, I mean, I would need a makeup artist and some things done, and yeah, I could see.
if we were gonna go pro.
Yeah.
You don't want to go. We're not gonna go with the HD cameras yet.
No. What are those called? What kind of?
It's Friday, folks. I've been thinking about a lot of you people this week. I wonder what you've been up to. The show ended last week on kind of a sour note.
There's a song. Sorry, John. There's a song in the background that's playing on the radio, but I can't say it because we get.
Let's talk about it. You can say it. You just can't. Don't
Journey,
say it.
Man. Old Journey.
Old Journey. Now, what do you classify as Old Journey? Don't
Hold
stop
on.
believing.
When did I saw him back in the day when they? Well, what am I? Want to hear the story?
Yeah, please.
Journey. Saw him at what was it called? Chicago Fest with the whole real band when they were just hot as hell at Jane Burns at Navy Pier. Got to see them. Saw Scorpions there. Oh boy, that was.
Was it a club on Navy Pier or at the end of Navy Pier?
The whole pier.
I know they used to do like a show at the end of Navy Pier. Like
no. The whole pier. It was look up. Yeah.
Yeah, fun. Yeah, that's a neat place. I've been there once. Went there with a field trip for my daughter one time. It's the one time I've ever been there. But I got my fill of the Navy Pier that day.
Yeah.
There's a really great stained glass museum on Navy Pier. Have you ever seen that?
No.
No, I
haven't been there in a long time. But those days are very good. Look at I mean, you have to be old to see there was a limited period of time of great music, the whole pier. Yeah, and now I'm listening to. Can I say the band's name?
Yes, you can say the band's name. We talked about
Duran.
Duran. What do you think of Duran? That was quite a band.
I mean, for that time, that period, that era, if you were, there is no right and wrong. I keep switching radio stations because my station was not happening.
Amanda Peel says, "Good afternoon, boys. Hey, we ought to bring old Joe Peel
Amanda.
on sports tonight, man. Would you like to
How's
bring
your new job going? How are you?
What do you think, Phil, about bringing Joe on for sports a little later?
Some what?
Bringing old Joe Peel on for sports a little later.
Hey, there's a little dog. He's got a blanket. He's got a thing on.
He's wearing his pajamas because it's cold, man.
It is cold. I mean, I'm wearing this. Yeah, it's supposed to be below zero wind chill tonight.
So right now, can I ask you a question about sports?
Yes.
So like, we're past the Olympics. We're past the Paralympics. Football's over.
All right.
You got March Madness yet? Is that what your next gig is going to be?
Big time March Madness fan. I enjoy it thoroughly.
This isn't a sports minute. I just want to know.
But the baseball, the Cardinals and the Cubs. The baseball strike is over yesterday after a lockout. What a bunch of crap of bullshit. Who do you? I blame.
You blame the Cardinals.
What? That's a state bird.
They're my favorite team. The White Sox is Joe Peel's favorite team. But I thought if we need to bring him back on the show one of these nights. I miss Joe. He commented on something today, and I thought of him. Whenever you just read somebody's name, sometimes you see their face, and you get like an emotion of who they are just from reading their name. Sometimes when they comment on something, and so like I thought of Joe today, and it made me smile. It was a good moment in my day, so I appreciate that. Joe Peel.
Yeah, it sucks for the Sox. I'm a Cub fan.
Says it's the owners. It's the owners that are doing it. Greedy owners.
What There might be a special show next weekend for guests. I'm going to charge $5. Bring your own alcohol, and I'll give you the location if it falls through in the next couple days.
Well,
You can watch
hopefully,
us live.
yeah,
Hopefully,
hopefully we'll
hopefully.
do it. You gotta tune in every week. You can't not tune in one week because that's gonna be the week that we missed, and like Todd Snyder came on or something, or Dave Schools.
Well, right. I'm intrigued by looking at the dates. And the
That sound.
other quarter or 3 quarters came in, just not so the dog's barking. And happy that was I don't know what station I put on. It's not I don't know what it is. I dig these songs. I'm old. I was reflecting. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can totally hear it. I was spacing out, man. Trying
I'm
to get
spacing out too. It's a good
trying to,
thing. What do we have to do? We can do anything we want. Especially me because my name is first, Phil, and you can do whatever you want second.
I have permission too. So Kevin Roy Kramer is going to be on about 4:30, folks. A good friend of ours from the area up there in the northern Oswego area, greater Oswego region. And so I'm excited. You've seen Kevin play before, haven't you?
Yes, I did. I saw him about 2 weeks ago at LaSalle Pub. Very good. Very
I'm going
cool.
to be honest with you that this is going to be an interesting interview because I'm pretty sure that I owe him artwork from a while back and I never gave it to him. So I'm almost 95% sure that I owe Kevin Roy Kramer a piece of art, and it's probably sitting in this pile over here next to me on my desk. And that could be a question in tonight's interview. So we'll just see what happens. I feel bad about that because it might still be something I can do. It's just been. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Work has been a fucking nightmare. If that's an easy way to say it, everybody's been coming back. I can't wait, Phil, to set the easy ups up and be outside for 3 days.
Check out. This is what I'm going to say about the war. I'm not going to say anything. Here's a thing I did.
Yeah.
And if you could read it, well, I can't say it, but anyway.
Anyway,
Sorry about that.
I haven't felt. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's why I haven't been feeling as inspired too. That's another element of bullshit that's going on in the world right now that's not hard to deal with. But that I have not been having real good luck with my art lately. It's been coming out great, and I love it. But it's like every other one somebody doesn't
It's
like.
okay, John. You showed me.
It's so strange. I am over it. Let's let it go.
It's
All right.
it's over. It's over right now.
It's over. I quit. I'm never making art again.
No,
better
no,
buy it
your
while you
bad
can.
mojo. Your bad mojo is over. You're good. You're good. You're
I'm
good.
trying to do. Oh, it's totally over. I'm trying to do a like a no more tours deal, where like this is my last tour, and everybody buys all the art, and I go back on tour the next year.
What time is it?
No, I
Should
can't
tell my-
wait. Listen, right now, I really need to get outside and set our artwork up and hang out with people and do what we do, man. It really would be
Yeah.
a nice time to do that. Don't have any gigs this winter. Didn't do any gigs last winter at all, hardly at all. I'm ready. I'm just ready. I'm ready to put the Easy Up and the big yellow Easy Up and hang some artwork for people to look at and enjoy. And I can't wait for that. I love working for people on the internet and doing all these posters and all that stuff, but it's so stressful. It's no fun. Anyway, that's my gripes. All right, I'm over it. Cheers. That beat tasted good.
You want to hear a story?
I'd love to hear a story. That'd be. Tell me a story, Uncle Phil.
Well, I'm listening to sports radio in the morning, which I do Monday through Friday in the morning, and my sports radio, ESPN. I'm going to give a shout out to them. And they keep promoting that they're giving away Alice in Chains tickets. I mean, okay, that's cool. One of my favorite bands with Lane Staley. So I'm a big thing of having to. Okay. Anyway, they keep saying it like every half hour, and there's a contest. I'm a big thing
For tickets for it?
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't really paying attention about the tickets, but they kept saying, "Oh, this is a great band." And one of the guys on the radio station, I think it's I forgot his name. It's Carmen Yurko. Carmen was on. Okay, and they kept playing it. So I was going to call in. I called in the radio station. I'm sitting right here, and I just called in real quick. And there's no way I'm going to get through. I got right through. I was going to bitch about this is not the real Alice in Chains to me and they go, "You want to enter the contest?" So I was on hold and frozen and going, the contest was you had to scream like a rooster live on the radio.
All right.
So I was on real quick and I did it. So 50,000 watts of radio. I was on the radio, and Tracy Butler, the radio girl, goes after she went on right after me. The weather girl from she goes. Anyway, it was a great story. But the point was, I love Alice in Chains, but it's not the same.
Did you win the ticket?
No, there was 21 or 22 people they put in a hopper, and they
Okay.
yeah. But it was weird. Yeah.
I would like.
I wanted to call. I didn't think I'd get through.
I
So
love
that
those
was
songs. I love those songs Alice in Chains wrote that Lane sang. I love all that stuff, and I love the guitar player too. He's amazing. So I would probably go to see that show just to have the experience of going to see that show. Yes, I saw Alice in Chains back in the day.
See,
In
I
1990.
didn't have my cell phone. I have a little rotary phone downstairs and went bam right to the radio station.
Yeah.
That's the second. Yeah. So these are faster. I thought it was
And I saw Alice in Chains back in 1993 in the original formation. It was really good.
with Lane.
Yes, yeah, of course.
I probably told this story. Me and Laura went to see Alice in Chains, and I forgot the other band's name from Seattle, which was very good. And I just don't. I have a big Alice in Chains with Lane Staley.
I'm kind of curious of something.
What?
What does your rooster sound like?
No, nope. No. I knew that was going to come up, and I can't do it.
Why would you tell the story if you're not going to show us how you do the
Because
rooster?
it was a story. You have to listen to. It was about 10:50 yesterday, and recorded on ESPN radio, and I'm on the radio.
Well, all right, because Chris Johnson would really like to hear that. One of these
Yeah, I'm
days.
sure he would.
You might have to corner him at the party this summer, Chris, and see what if you can get him to do his rooster impersonation. I'll do a rooster any day of the week.
You never know.
All you're doing now is a snowman, frozen. Now you're back. Okay.
It's cold as hell outside, and then it's going to be set. Internet connection is unstable. Got to watch
It
it.
snowed here all night last night.
What?
It snowed last night all night here.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, just we went shopping today, and I got potting soil, indoor stuff. We got to move the greenhouse from downstairs to the basement, which is doing, and bring it upstairs and get ready. But yeah, bullshit. It's
Yeah.
just the things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love my gardening. I got more seeds. I bought kale today, 2 different cucumbers, 3 different peppers, and 2 tomatoes. Even though I collect my seeds throughout like 20 years, and I save them in the containers and categorize. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
How are we gonna? Let's figure that out. Logistics for next week. It's gonna be something special next week, folks. We're gonna try to have a special show next week. We'll see what happens.
We could have. Okay.
But
We can talk to Peter Pumpkin Eater.
the thing is about the whole situation is we're almost to our 100th show, and I kind of reached around a little bit for ideas of who to come on for our 100th show. But I might have to reach out to Vince again. We got a couple weeks. I could probably get him on the show again, maybe if I were, but somebody who it's gonna have to be a special show though. It's 100 shows. $100 is awesome. If somebody gives you $100, awesome. So 100 shows, we should be pretty proud of that, Phil.
100 shows.
I mean, just think about that in general. Like, even doing 100 festivals, like it would just that'd be a lot of work.
It is. I think about that quite often. Not that often. But,
I'm ready. I want to get back out there and play. Like, I'm so
but
excited.
it's consecutive.
Yep. As best as we can be, folks. We missed a couple weeks, but we haven't missed a whole lot, though, as far as that goes.
Now I'm listening to Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
There you go.
This is a college station because it's on the left side of the dial.
That was Frankie Goes to Hollywood. That was the time in my childhood where I was learning about interesting alternative personalities. Because Frank Goes to Hollywood, that was before Culture Club. I think that was before Culture
Yeah.
Club.
I saw Culture Club twice, and they were fantastic.
You had, as far as
Blew my mind.
different acts went back in the day, you didn't have a whole lot of people that were on the other side of the aisle as far as that went with like people like Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Um, and he was producing dance music, and he's responsible for a movement in music. If you don't, if you think about it, it's silly and simple,
They're in
but
Australia farming sheep.
they're sheep farmers. When the disco life doesn't pay out, you just get back home and get some sheep, man. It's all right. Do what you got to do.
No,
Kind
I
of
saw
cool.
a Human League. I saw a Human League and Culture Club. They rocked. They blew me away. I mean, they blew me away. And I was close, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah.
What happens
Anyway,
in the barn stays in the barn.
no, it was in Wisconsin, Milwaukee State Fair. How's that sound?
All right.
Yeah.
Did you get any records with you tonight? We probably should go ahead and get records here pretty soon. It's almost 4:20. It's 4:18, but we usually start records about now, don't we?
Hello, Johnny.
Hello, Phil. How are you, buddy? Welcome to
I'm
Five.
okay. I'm still nervous, and it takes about an hour or an hour and 15 minutes, then I get relaxed, especially after the show. I'm like, man, slow down, Philip.
That's
Okay.
fun. I think it works. What are we're doing this for us and nobody else. We get to talk to each other. We get to
Yes,
hang out.
correct, correct, correct.
If we don't hear
I
from Black Mon, we'll understand.
The albums mean nothing, or they do after I looked at them the second and third time. But they're albums that have hair on the cover of the musician or whoever it is. Okay.
Had you still thought about the actual theme of the show tonight with it?
Oh, it's ABC. ABC's
Hair is kind of the theme of the show altogether, given that I don't have it anymore.
hair band, person in the band with cool hair.
Well, you know what? All mine will apply to that probably. Hair is just cool in general.
Where in the hell did your hair go? Don't quit turning around. Go face forward. Let me get used to it first. It's kind of throwing me off. I like the mic, how it's going out like that, man. Johnny,
The mic. Oh,
behind you. Yeah. I like how, yeah.
It came out all right. I'm still kind of fighting with it. Every other time I look at it, I like it. I'm going to start out with real simple art tonight. And the lead singer of this band does have a lot of hair, and he's known for having a lot of hair. Frank Zappa.
Wow, cool.
The band was actually just called Zappa at this time. It was a Zappa release. It wasn't a Frank Zappa release or a Mother's release. And the artwork is very simple, but it's an image.
I like that.
Story. The story is the ship arriving too late to save a drowning witch. Because they had, those guys had nothing better to write about than a drowning witch. And this was actually one of their hit albums. This is one of the albums that sold copies at the wazoo because of, guess what? Valley Girls on this record.
Valley girl, she's
Think about,
a valley girl. Okay, fine, for sure.
Frank Zappa on the radio was pretty meager. There wasn't much Frank Zappa on the radio, but
No, that was one of them. And that was mainstream for, yeah.
And
it was like Zappa and Genesis and some of that, and Yes.
And Valley Girl, it was almost like it was a Weird Al Yankovic thing, though. It wasn't even taken seriously because it was so silly, And her name was Moon Unit, and it was all about talking funny and coming from the valley, and so it was more of a Dr. Demento song than an MTV song. But we got it on MTV, so that's a good one.
Yeah.
Ship arriving too late to save a drowning witch. 1970 or other. 1982.
Cool. I'm terrible with dates, but I just looked at some of the songs. This is just for our hair day thing. Guess who that is, John?
Oh, I know who that is. You ain't got to even guess twice on the record.
Yeah. But some of the songs on the album, there's his hair.
You know what?
Crumbling Down, Pink Houses, a 30 song. That's a fantastic album. Didn't realize.
I grew up in rural Illinois. I grew up out in farm country.
He's from Indiana.
I know, but I grew up in a town called LaPlace, Illinois, in Lovington, Illinois, where it was farm country town, and Johnny Cougar was pretty important out there, man.
Yeah, farmer.
I didn't love him. I love Tumbling Down. That's a great song. Hell, Jack and Diane, they're all good songs.
Yeah.
But they overplayed them. I didn't love them, but now I look back, and I enjoy stuff like that a lot more than I used to.
Think about Little Pink Houses.
It's a heavy song, man.
Yeah, heavy song. Heavy. Yeah, heavy song. It really cranks. I seen him 2 or 3 times at Farm Aid, and that was one of the Farm Aid, I've seen him. Yeah. John Cougar rocked, man, and yeah,
I will
John
say
Cougar.
that I listened to the very first Farm Aid simulcast on the radio because it was in Champaign Urbana. It
Okay.
was over at U of I
Tinley Park for me.
first year, and we listened to it for John Cougar. So my next
Yeah.
album, these guys all have hair.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
You're gonna get it, buddy. You know, look at their faces. They're looking at you like you're gonna get it, man. You better listen to your heart. You know,
Yeah.
Listen to Your Heart is one of my favorite songs. You know that he ever wrote. He got so many songs. There's not an album that Tom Petty wrote that doesn't have something that you love on it. Every single album, without a doubt, man. I love Tom Petty. So give it up for Tom Petty. It's 423, folks. Fire him if you got them. They used to put different fonts on this. I'm not too sure about how they did the fonts because it's like a script font and then a big thick font, which I can't get away with that anymore. But anyway, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, folks.
Okay.
Very important history.
We're going with hairdos today, so we're gonna go with look at Glenn Campbell, nice and clean. You ain't gonna see that no more.
Hey, Justin Bieber ain't got nothing on him, man.
No, that is a Justin Bieber.
It's
Yeah.
pretty much the same haircut. I love that. All right, let's get into some artwork here now. I got some artwork in this one that I like a lot. I love this image a lot.
Mine has no artwork per se.
I don't know what Tommy Emmanuel's hair is, or Tommy Garrett's hair. Excuse me. This isn't Tommy Emmanuel. This is Tommy Garrett. The 50 guitars of Tommy Garrett. Look at this bird.
That is cool. You know, I've never seen that before. I love birds. That's
I like these 50
fantastic.
guitars albums. Usually it's Tommy Emmanuel. He was the one that originally did the 50 guitars. But then people started to record their own 50 guitars albums, where they probably record the album with 50 different guitars. I guess is the
I
joke.
think
don't
that
know.
has to come over to my house.
But this is a good one. It's heavy. This
Yeah,
is
that's.
heavy.
I love that artwork. Yeah.
Real nice, like almost cardboard. Like it's so nice and thick.
Yeah. I like the Santa Fe colors. I call it. I like the brown. Yeah, I like that.
They put some work into it, you know. And
I
there's a bird.
hopefully, Jeffrey Blackman is not watching the show because he's going to be on a beach or something. So, son of a bitch. So don't
Tracy
live
Johnson.
feed him.
There's Tracy Johnson checking in.
Hey, Tracy.
Good to see you, Tracy. Welcome back. Welcome to the zone. Haven't seen you in a while.
All right. Am I up?
You're up, buddy.
All right. Just a bunch of cats. One of my favorite bands called Chicago.
That's a good image.
Unfortunately, I do believe on this there is no Terry Kath,
Yeah.
which there is not.
Is that the first album where it was Michael McDonald based band?
Yeah, they're fantastic band.
Not
With
Michael
horn. I
McDonald.
love
Not
I
Michael
love bands
McDonald. That's
with
the Doobie
horn.
Brothers. Whoa, just slap me down. Michael McDonald's in the Doobie Brothers. Holy, Peter Cetera. Peter Cetera was the name I was coming up with there, folks. All right, so this next album has got some cool artwork on it, man. I dig this. It's some hand drawn stuff. Bob Dylan, "Slow Train Coming."
That's cool. Very cool. Yeah.
And they're building the railroad tracks as the train's coming along.
Don't lie. Yeah.
Just put the track down. Which is, it shows like, the image actually shows like four white guys putting the railroad track down, but I've seen history. I don't think that's how it actually happened. But that's pretty cool.
No.
Yeah. But it's a very cool image. Bob Dylan, very cool album. Slow Train Coming, if you ever get to see Cody do his show with Old Shoe. And they used to do Bob Dylan and the Dead album with Old Shoe and Chicago Fire. Remember that one?
Yes.
Yeah, that was good. And then he did Slow Train Coming was on that record.
Um,
And then it's back to that big crazy crucifix. Well, it's not a crucifix though. It's a boat. But, yeah.
one of my sleeper bands, very underrated. They won a big award. And I don't consider them a rock band. I don't know what they are, but Jethro Tull, and that's Ian Anderson, and I love.
Man, that's a dark song, man. Aqualung.
Yep.
You know when he bends to pick a dog in, you know what that means?
No.
He bends to pick a dog in means he's so hungry he's eating dog shit.
Right there, maybe.
Yep.
It could. Well, you
That's
go
that-
more in
that's
depth on that than I do.
My dad told me that anyway. That's
Really?
Yeah, that bending to pick a dog end means you're
Maybe
so
that's
hungry
what he's
you're
doing
eating
right
dog
there.
shit off the street.
Look at that. It's right
Yeah,
there.
because it was about a homeless person. It was about some creep that was eyeballing little kids and
Now it smells.
sitting on a park bench.
Feng shui. Right.
Yeah, I love this
Hair
one.
bands.
We're going back to hair again. This is a great hair band because it's also got really good artwork. The band is Steppenwolf. And they were
Born
definitely
to
long
be
hair.
wild.
No t-shirts. This is Monster. This isn't the Born to Be Wild album. But the artwork on this is so fantastic. You can't. I mean, it's awesome, and I'm almost guessing it's the same artist that did Wheels of Fire. It's close. It's definitely
Yeah,
close
baby.
by. I haven't done the research to see who exactly did the artwork. Somebody,
Yeah, I'm looking at stuff.
but it
That
is,
era.
and it's just a monster. Nice, heavy record of Steppenwolf fame. I love records. I just love vinyl. The records, the size of
Yeah,
it,
it's quite amazing when you go through.
the way my dad taught me to grab it
The
like that.
the stories. What? Look at what?
Oh, it's dusty. This is a bad disc. Probably play though. Honestly, I'm not the best at taking good care of my records. I have a great record collection, but I don't take the best care of them. So
I do believe. Excuse me, John. I do believe the song playing on the radio lightly in the background is the song from 1980 when I was in high school. That was either our prom or graduation song, and it was Aerosmith, "Dream On."
dream on, dream on.
Dream On. Yeah, back. That's how long ago. Yeah, it was.
Taking back the toys in the attic, man. Toys in the attic. Toys.
Toys. Very underrated. Very underrated.
What do we had that conversation last week about? Maybe the best band of all time was Aerosmith before they got clean and changed their stuff. I mean, not to say that.
Yeah, but let's not go on that story.
All right, you're right.
Okay.
Who has a larger collection? Eric Carpenter says. I'm gonna guess that Phil has more records than I got for sure.
I don't know. No. I don't have that many.
I'm pushing 350 to 400 probably, but
I have more than that.
But mine are cherry picked. Mine are given to me. Mine are collected by adopting collections.
No, I'm not a super record collector. No.
But I actually haven't been to the record store in a while. But every time I go there, I buy a few records anyway. Even if my record player is not working, I'll still buy records throughout history, just for the artwork. If you find a kick-ass record that you just might not see anywhere else, then I think it's important.
Give to me first, and then I'll let. If it's good, if it's not, I'll.
You got one more record, or are you done?
Yeah, I got. Okay.
And then Kevin should be here in a few minutes. Yep. The original Black Album.
I love the hairdo and then nothing with the theme. It's the inside and the cover really glows. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but it was the hair theme, and when I opened it up, it was the hair. So.
Yeah, hair. What happened to my hair, Phil?
Well, it's kind of close if you really look at it. If you put a beard on here.
New. This is all new. This is like.
What the heck? No, I could not go that. No, because I have a receding hair. No, I have no.
It feels very good. I'm not gonna lie, it feels wonderful. 5 records, folks. Happy 420. If you missed it, Jeffrey Blackmon didn't forewarn us. I guess maybe Jeff's not actually having a live tonight. Hopefully he said.
Oh, he wrote.
He hasn't.
What is he doing?
Yeah, we have
Was
Tracy.
he surfing or something?
Chris Johnson's checking us out right now. They've all commented in. I'm guessing. I hope Brian Flick's out there. I'm not sure. Brian Flick's last comment last week was that we need a sound engineer. And then he didn't comment again after that. I think he was over it. If it sounds like shit, we apologize. We don't know anything about secondary sounds.
Is he bitching? Then don't watch.
Your car almost froze you up like that. Did you see that? He's not bitching. He wasn't bitching. He just said we need a sound engineer, which we do. If somebody wants to. There's Jeffrey Blackmon. He's driving. All right, cool. I knew he was out there. I knew he was out there. Thanks,
Jeffrey. He's in California. You going to the beach?
Someday, whenever everybody's talking about us, and everybody, we're all older, and Jeffrey will be, I was there, man. Going to the beach. That's how people think of Illinois. Excuse me. That's how people think of California from Illinois.
I know. I think I do believe he said he's not that close to the beach.
No, he's up in the middle of the state, like where I'm at, kind of to the Chicago. But
where are you in? You're in the middle of.
I'm in central Illinois. Okay, we're right in the very middle. We have a lot of corn around us. There's the other cities have either a college or something.
You got soybeans too, because I know Soy City Stranglers.
We have soybeans. That's our main output of soybeans for sure. Jeffrey Blackmon says tomorrow, but he's going to the beach tomorrow.
Hey Jeffrey, fuck you.
I went to the beach this winter, so I got nothing to complain about. But I wish I was still there. I think someday. But anyway, man, I'm telling you what, it's Friday. It feels good. We got a good friend Kevin Roy Kramer coming in a few minutes, folks. He had to give a lesson about 4 o'clock, so hopefully he was going to be done pretty soon. He's going to come in and hopefully play a song or two for us. Then we're going to interview Megan Panici. Is that how you say it? I'm going to say it like that for now. And she's a DJ on a radio station that interviews a ton of people, interviews some big names. So we're going to ask her some questions about who she's interviewed, I guess, at some point. You've already written all the questions down for her, right?
You're full of baloney.
Well, I
At
don't.
what time is she coming on?
I don't know. Actually, she hasn't responded to the link yet. Kevin will definitely be here. You know how our show goes, folks. If you're not familiar with the
Well, what do
film,
you keep doing? Every time you do be on, so you got to give me 2 minutes. Can I have a minute break?
well, he's not here yet.
All right then. Just
He's,
relax. When you
he's
do
probably
that,
5
yeah.
minutes.
Oh, all of a sudden someone comes on. Yeah, you better be
I wanted
ready.
people to
So
be prepared that
why
we're
can't
actually
you
going
tell
to.
me?
It's
You
not
know,
just
I'm
going
gonna
to be
talk to
you
my
talking
man.
all
You gotta
night.
tell me who's coming on before the show sometimes.
I told you Kevin Kramer yesterday morning, I think. Check your files. It's in your check. It came with your
My
check.
files.
Did you get your check? Because it would have been with your check.
Want to see my files? Yeah. It's in paper, right there. So a bunch of notes.
You got more files than me this week. I'm looking forward to right now. I'm gonna drink this beer. Hey, tonight, folks, I'm back to the green can again. It's been a little while, and it tastes delicious. I'm just gonna say that.
Does it? Yeah, I'm having a I haven't had a Bush Light actually, a little Bush Light out of
Sponsored by
glass.
Ethan Bishop.
Yeah. Hey, Ethan.
No,
Yeah.
Megan hasn't responded yet, but she would like to. She said she wanted to be on the show, and I asked her if
I
she
know. I
could.
talked to her. Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get her to come in and tell a story or something. We'll see what happens.
Oh,
Um,
she's got.
listen, I'm learning about this stuff. Is you bring me new guests. Me and Megan have
Well,
probably interacted for a
you're
long
full of
time.
baloney. See, like when you said that, you're playing a. Yeah, you're joking.
Listen, this is the Facebook universe, though. This is the Facebook the way it works because you can see somebody's name and it'll be in your brain forever. You'll know that person's name because of how they've reacted to you. Maybe you've never met that person in person,
Well,
and even if you have, you don't put that person that you met in association with the name that's on Facebook.
you are 100% correct, John. Because when the first time I met you and we went to, I do believe Mac or something, I thought everybody knew you, or they're like, we're somewhere together. Was it Mackey's?
You
No,
give me way,
somewhere that
you
like
give me way
that's
too
John
much credit.
Griffin,
Man. You give me way
I
too
don't know,
much credit. Man.
right?
Oh,
There
you
was
know
something
it.
about that. Yeah, but I understand. Hey, you know who that is? That's. You know the Porsche you got? You know what? That's the guy. What? Yeah, pretty cool.
It works out pretty good sometimes. I tell you what, we're lucky, Phil. I'm glad to have you as a buddy. This has been
We're gonna have a
fun.
good year.
We're gonna have a good year. It hasn't even gotten
Yep.
to this time yet.
And my kale better grow. Even though these are generic, but they were so cheap at the dollar store. Dollar
Yeah,
store's not $1 anymore. It's $1.25. What a crack of crap.
it adds up fast. That extra quarter adds up real
But
fast.
it's you know what? Did you say crack? Because when you go to the dollar store, it's like smoking crack. You spend $20 because everything's a deal. What?
Go in there for a
What?
scotch tape and come
I
out
got
$14 on a
paint.
ship.
I got good master
Did you
paint.
see all the paints they have now?
Yeah, I know. I gotta go.
They got a lot of paint now, and now you have to let me know how thick it is or how opaque it is because my worry is it's too
Got
watery.
some. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I didn't buy any because
Crafter Square. It's nice. Here, should we open it up and start painting
let's
it?
test it out. Let's check it out because I've seen that, but I haven't bought it yet because $1.25 seems too
Yeah,
cheap. But
but see, I have other ones, so it is good. But what I do is put it in like a. What I'm getting is I like little jars. So these makeup kits from Laura, you put it in there and then you mix it up, and you can tell the consistency.
yeah, I know how you work. Yeah, I like when you dip. I've seen your paints.
Or a cup,
No, I love that.
or my Jardinera little container for red. You know, John.
Yeah,
Anything works.
I'm watching this show on HBO called Painting with John. We talked about it a little bit last week, and he's a watercolor painter, but he has like these 60 bowls next to him with watercolor paints in them, and he can just go to any color he wants, and it's all ready to go. It's watercolor, so you just add a little water, and it's ready to go. Man, it's been kind of inspiring. I need to paint more, and I haven't painted this week because I've been working on this guy. That's what Mark wanted from last week. Our guest from last week wanted this painting, so I went ahead and painted this week.
Yeah.
That's all I did all week, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a lull, but when I'm in a groove, I go right here. Oh, you can see it. I'll have like 20 paints, and I can literally just go like that and go to whatever I want to do. and I know which is there. I mean, there could be three different. I know, yeah, but you got to be in that groove, and it's an 8 to 10, 12 hour
Yeah,
Monet,
I'll
Picasso,
paint.
Dali groove.
I
Just
think
got
right
to
now,
be in that groove.
with mine, like I think what's going on here is there's too many paintings. I've done so
No,
much
there isn't.
work. I've done so
No,
much
there
work to
isn't.
get ready for spring that I'm overwhelmed with all I have. And I don't know what to paint next because I have one of everything or three of everything or whatever. I've got 5 hunters and I've got 3 chickens and I've got 2 Jerrys and I've got 5 mushrooms.
Someone wrote you about that.
And I don't need to paint just those things, but I can't just keep stacking it right now without the response of people wanting to buy a piece or to when I in the summer we're painting all summer because I go set up a show I might sell 10 pieces. You got to go you got to start over and
Hey,
bring
man,
creativity back up.
you needed to take a sip of your beer. Relax. It'll be okay, man.
I'm a little tense.
Peace.
You've been
Patrick, get him.
oh, you might went to sleep.
There he is.
You might have went to sleep.
All right. I need a minute break though
All right,
before.
take a minute. We're gonna take a
All
minute,
right.
folks. Well, hopefully, we're gonna wait for our buddy Kevin to come in. Please stay
We should
tuned.
have like a sound we both can take a break.
I got banjo lines. And you know what else I got? I got all kinds of things. I also have somewhere in here. I got something else that's fun. What if I share the Phil and John Zone on the Phil and John Zone? Man, those look like funny cats. Everybody loves cats. Even if you don't love cats, you love cat videos. It's just, you can't help it. Oh, I love this one. Although I wish people, maybe this is a public service announcement. I really wish people would hold their phones sideways more often. Because watching a vertical TV screen is not cool, man. It ruins YouTube. It's no fun. You're never going to be able to make that widescreen. It's worse than TV production. Anyway, I'm over it. Cats. Everybody loves a few cats videos every now and then, folks. Thanks for tuning in. It's week 98, Friday, March 11th, which is unbelievable to me because it's flown by so quickly and so slowly at the same time. I can't decide to decipher how to be what to do or think about this whole weekend this week. I appreciate you guys all coming back and checking it out. Jeffrey, good to see you. Everybody out there, good to see you guys. What's going to happen next? I'm not sure. We are having a guest come in. He's working on it. I'm sure right now it's 10 after. Oh, I'm going to give him the old thumbs up or haven't changed his emoji yet. But our friend Kevin Roy Kramer is going to come in here in a few minutes, play some songs for us. You know, folks, we always try to provide a little bit of entertainment for you. It's not always just going to be me and Phil talking, although sometimes that's what happens. Oh. Yeah. You know, Tracy, we might do that. I'm sending you the code. Here's the code. Well, anyway, we'll see what happens. It's a surprise show, folks. Our shows are always a surprise. They're a surprise to
Come
us.
back.
We don't even know. Hey, welcome back, buddy. I was just telling the
It's
folks how
windy out there. It is hell in Aurora, Illinois. It is brutal. And
a fellow by the name
wow.
of John O from the John Welton and the Awakening is hanging out with our friend Tracy Johnson out there in the world. So I sent in the link too. Now we got to give Kevin the priority because he had a kid he was giving lessons to. They may be going over. That's exciting when you're a kid getting a lesson. I can imagine you can stop right at a minute and go. So we're waiting for him. While we wait for him, we're gonna watch. After his 1 minute break, he comes back and instantly freezes up. I love it, Phil. It's okay. That's how we do things around here. Yeah, 100 shows coming up, folks. I'm not sure if we got plans for that. Maybe we should just have an all-out party and see if we can get 100 Zoom windows open and get everybody in the universe who's been watching our show to tune in and just take part with our show. I've reached out to a few people. I reached out to Dave Schools again because me and him, we talk like once a week. but he has been busy. He's a busy dude, and I can't, as soon as we started talking, then Widespread Panic went back on tour. I'm talking to him right now, actually. Here we go. So he just sent me a message back that says, I said, now it's Friday. He said, are you sure? And I said, maybe. So I'm just going to put it out there to him first if he wants to be part of the show. Just going to send this message and okay, it's Friday night. Okay, hold on. We're still... Man, these things, they don't make them for old dudes, man. You can't see real good, and... Anyway, I would love to get Dave on the show. He's talking to me right now, and so he's out there. Since we're waiting for Phil to come back, we're going to go ahead and bring our friend Kevin Roy Kramer in the room here, and Phil will be back in a minute, folks. That's how it works here. Oh, no, can't. Oh, whoa, no, I pushed the wrong button. I'm sorry, hold on a second. I almost removed you from the thing. All right, let's see our friend Kevin here. Tonight's show is sponsored by Chicago Farmer. He always sponsors us. He keeps us happy and healthy. Hey, Kevin, what's up, buddy?
Yo, greetings.
You're going to have
Can you hear me?
time. I love that. Yeah, you sound great. You sound wonderful. I love
Awesome.
when you're thinking about it ahead of time. See, that's important, How have you been, friend?
Absolutely. Doing well.
Good, excellent.
Doing
You can hear
well.
us. You can hear me okay, too. Phil will be back in a second. He stepped out for a freezer break or something. His computer crashed. He'll be back in a second.
Got it, yeah. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this. When Phil mentioned it to me a few weeks ago, I was like, I remember seeing you guys doing this for has it been the past couple years even?
This is the 98th show.
Whoa.
So 98 consecutive weeks we missed a couple, but because we were somewhere funner, usually those weekends.
Yeah.
But for 98 weeks, we've been doing this show. We try to have some music every night, so people talk to, and some nights it's just us, some nights nobody tunes in. It's okay, we have a good time. It's basically a telephone call between me and my good friend that we share with everybody.
Heck yeah.
And by bringing folks like you in with your music and what you do, then that just adds to the whole situation. It just increases what we do. It's awesome, so we appreciate it for sure, Kevin.
Absolutely.
Before we get real started here, I'd like you to introduce yourself and tell people who you are exactly. And I still owe you artwork. I haven't forgotten.
Yeah, we can talk about my whole
Later on.
idea with that.
Later on. As you were getting ready to come on the show, it all kind of started sparking in my brain that we talked recently, and there was some art that's probably in this pile that belongs
Maybe.
somewhere. So anyway, let's just go forward. Kevin Roy Kramer, tell the folks a couple things about yourself.
Yeah. So Kevin Roy K is what I go by when I do some original music. I'm based out of North Central Illinois area. And I'm here in my studio right now in the West Clocks building, so I do some music lessons out of here and some rehearsal, and I'm working on some recording stuff. But it's
now, do you play with bands, Kevin, or is it just your thing that you mainly do by yourself? I've seen you; it's just been you.
Yeah, I definitely collaborate because you made some artwork for the Moon Lasso.
Oh yes, of course. You played.
And
you
played
at my house.
I haven't yet.
Okay, Moon Lasso played, but maybe you weren't there that day.
Okay. Yeah, that must have been it. Was it Josh and Lou and Dan maybe,
Dan,
Watkins?
Probably, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. A couple years ago. Anyway, keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I work with other musicians pretty regularly. I also just work on my own. And yeah, I mean it's been over a decade doing music stuff, and getting close to a decade doing exclusively music, whether it's teaching or performing. Someone's here. Someone's joining us.
That's Phil. He's back.
Oh, cool. Hey.
Hey, Kevin.
So
Good to see you.
He had a short in his computer system, so he had to drop out.
It always happens around this time. Next week we're not doing it. Hey, bud, I'm gonna try to refigure from the basement to upstairs.
Right on.
So Kevin has really nice sound, Phil, if you can't tell already. He's got a nice microphone. And you brought this guy on. Friend of yours, huh?
Yeah, I
Well,
get to. Check you at Ninth Street Pub, man. That was great stuff.
Exactly. I've been playing shows there for over half my life, believe it or not. I played
Wow.
the first gig I ever did there. I think I was 16,
Nice.
and yeah, that's been over half my life ago, and I still am out at Ninth Street Pub every so often bringing some music. But that homegrown groove night, that was really special.
Very cool.
As we had like a lot of talented folks in the house, and Phil, you totally surprised me with your bringing your artwork, which was just so cool because
He never
we had a
ceases to do that. He that's his thing. Yeah, it's amazing.
it is, and we had originally connected, I think, when Afternoon Moon did like a full moon jam in like 2013 or 14, and you had made one for Ahimsa, which was like when I was doing more of a band a while back. That was the name I was going by, Ahimsa. Um, and then it became more of a solo thing, and then I just switched to Kevin Roy K. So now I have artwork from you for both of those. So
Very cool.
it's
Thank you.
awesome.
Well, it's because of you, musicians, that inspires me to do artwork. So I enjoy doing that, even though I do other things, but I enjoy doing it for musicians. And it's a beautiful
Right on
thing.
it. I would say, yeah. I mean, I have some friends that are visual artists as well, and the inspiration goes both ways.
Yep, it does.
Because it's like,
Well, we feed each other hopefully a little bit. I think by giving us an image, giving an image to a musician who can represent himself and play his music. Both of them have to be good, and then it comes together. It becomes something amazing.
It
yeah.
does.
And
It's a vibe.
music itself, it's like there's a little bit of intangibility to it because we can't actually see it. But when artists can kind of see into the music with their mind's eye and bring something out that it's like, okay, they can kind of represent the vibe of the music through artwork. It's really it gives something more tangible to people that have a harder time,
Well,
maybe wanting
well,
to listen to something that's not already kind of mainstream or commercial.
and it sticks with you. The symbolism sticks with you because throughout history, certain albums have been very important, and the simplicity of like the Dark Side of the Moon cover will be.
Exactly.
It's a human symbol now. It doesn't even represent music. It represents humanity in a sense.
Oh yeah.
And it's a simple weird thing that he did that didn't even apply to itself. And yeah, so yeah, thanks, man. That's cool.
Yeah, my uncle is a visual artist as well. So we've been neighbors for about like 7 years now, like right next door, and he's kind of an art historian too. So it's just really opened up my eyes to just the magnitude of visual art over the centuries and everything, and just put more of a context into what's happening nowadays too.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Uh,
Here's a quick picture of my uncle back from 1947. He was an artist back in the old days. I got a bunch of stuff in here. Hey, you know that guy, John Griffin?
nice.
Whatever, man. They'll be plugging me on my show, all right? On your show. The film. It's called the film.
Oh,
Show.
does
So,
Kevin have
Kevin,
something to play for? So I can go around the room. There's a bunch of artwork everywhere.
Kevin, we'd love to hear what you sound like there, bud, and give the people
Cool.
some examples, and we'll give you the stage and give you a few minutes and do what you love, man.
Yeah, I
Appreciate it.
mean, I'll tell you what, like lately I've been doing a little bit of live streaming and just kind of improvising, doing things a little bit spontaneous. So if I can just have a little spontaneous jam and
Sweet.
see what I come up with,
You have
we'll just
17 minutes.
we'll have a little interlude.
Well,
Okay.
well,
There's no time. Just enjoy
if you
yourself,
really
and
got
we
a
appreciate you
jam,
being
you
here,
got
Kevin. Thank you, man.
Cool. Thank you guys.
Kevin Kramer, Kevin Roy K.
Oh, I'll tell you what. this looping thing has been like synchronistically become a part of my life. Back in 2009, I went to an urban sweat lodge in Chicago. I was the only person that showed up, and I had fasted all day. I was just going through a phase, I guess. I fasted, went to an urban sweat lodge, and I befriended the host who lived in an art space in the South Loop, and he wound up selling me my first loop station. And over time of using that, over the few years, I realized, I'm playing drums, bass, and guitar on the same instrument. And then over some more time, I kind of refined that idea. How can I play drums, bass, and guitar on the same instrument? And for the last, 4 or 5 years, I've been using this one. And I remember March 8th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 2020, we had a little Ike Willis Fest, and that was where I originally connected with John, which was a lot of fun, and I was busting this setup out then. Let's see. Oh, snap. Just a little spontaneous,
That's groovy.
bluesy,
That's
groovy.
groovy. Dig it. I remember when I saw you play that day at that Ike Willis thing, because that was a ridiculous thing. First of all, that, you realize that was just before they started doing COVID stuff, right? That was like one of the last big things we did. And
Exactly.
how quiet was that event? There was nobody there. That was a weird.
Right. Yeah, I
That
think
was
I
a weird
was
day.
there.
It was. You would have been blown away, Phil. There was so much good music that weekend. I saw the memory
What
of
was
it
it
just
called,
recently.
Jen?
It was called the Toastmasters Ball or the
Exactly.
Toastmasters.
No,
Toastmasters ball, yep.
Yeah, but it was just not promoted well. That's all we can say about that. It was not promoted well.
It was a combination of that, and I think like they had just like canceled South by Southwest, so like people were starting to freak out a little
Wow.
bit too, I think.
Yeah, it was right at the beginning because it was one of the last things I did for sure that year.
Yeah.
Um,
Look
but
at
you
this.
played you played your drums on your guitar and you were doing this and that. And I was kind of blown away. It's just six strings. Is it just six strings?
I do have a seventh.
You have seven
So
strings.
like
Okay.
I was inspired by several people, but like I don't know if y'all are familiar with the man Brushy One String. He has this song like chicken in the corn and count on blow, mama. Chicken in the corn and the corn can blow. He has a really thick like patois Jamaican accent. So,
Is
but
that
yeah, like Brushy One String, he just literally plays a one string guitar and just rocks it out. And I'm like, damn. Well, if I just play a seven string guitar and instead of thinking of it like I'm in Corn, I can think of it like I have a one string bass and a six string guitar.
yeah.
Then I think I
It's
can
kind of like
manage
that
it.
heavy metal guitar right, with the extra lower tone, right? That you're getting
Yeah,
up there.
exactly. So if I wanted to be metal, I could be.
Yeah, I dig it. Oh, it's cool. I dig it. You can take it anywhere you need to take it. That was really groovy. I was dancing. And you can.
Okay,
I'm guessing. I'm
you
guessing
look
that
it
the
up.
drum
You ready, Kevin?
pads there can be kind of MIDI to anything you want to MIDI them to.
Yeah, pretty much.
Does that make
And
sense?
it's more, yeah, it's like an SD card that I have plugged in into a unit in my rack here.
What do you
And
think you are? LEC down sound system? I love that, man.
Really?
yeah, I really, in part, and John, part of my idea of like when I was asking you about doing some artwork, so I played this gig at August Hill Winery, which is right on the Illinois River, and I'm like playing in this little pop-up tent, and then I saw a picture of it, and like back behind me there's like this beautiful river valley landscape, and then I'm just kind of under this little pop-up tent, and I just had, I don't know if I would call it an epiphany, but I had a moment where I'm like, this is like technology, and sometimes you feel like technology is almost like it's like tied into time, and time is like what eats humans. It's like humans are kind of like the apex predators in a way on the planet. Like there's, we don't have to worry about getting eaten by dinosaurs or anything.
But
But
time is something
time,
we have no power over. Yeah.
time is what eats us,
We have
and
no time.
and like technology is, it eats up. I know it eats up a lot of my time. So I just had this kind of vision of like not necessarily a pop-up tent actually behind me, but the pop-up tent representing like technology, and it's like right behind me, like it's like chasing us, you know. Um,
Are you
so
pitching me right now?
I'm just I guess trying to just explain more of where I was coming from with that, because I know I just like sent it to you and was not too specific at all.
Oh no, we'll come with
Oh,
something. If it's still on the table, we'll create something cool for it. But I didn't. That was
right on.
stuff piles up, and you wouldn't believe it. But like
It
the book's
does.
almost full, and I just sometimes it's hard to keep track of all that stuff.
I hear you,
Technology
man.
does. Technology is amazing. It stores all this information for us. It keeps track of everything. We're all smarter for it, I guess, for now.
Hmm.
Technology is good. Now it's like a drug. It's in our system. We need it. If we didn't have it, we'd be okay.
It's
If we went away for it for a while,
Thank you.
we wouldn't miss it.
Give me one of the guys.
Maybe. Well, certain. Anyway.
yeah, I hear you, and I mean, like, I have a 9-year-old daughter that I'm raising, and I really have been considering strongly. I'm like, I think we need to just go on like an adventure for a week with no, like the only the bare essentials of what we need, because it's just, especially, I think for their generation, all these young kids, they're just growing up, iPhone, iPad, everything. I mean,
It's
it's
amazing.
wild.
It's
Well,
amazing, and I'll say something right now. But if it, we're getting to a certain point though, where if it gets unplugged,
all right.
I mean, we're still okay at this point. This is my daughter Emily. Thank you.
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
How are you? Long
um.
time no see.
I'm doing well.
Hi, sweetie.
Anyway, that's deep and darker than the show's content usually goes. And we're gonna
I
drop it
like
right
that.
now.
No more call. I like that. Oh, Max. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I was gonna be a smartass, Kevin, and say, "What are you raising?" Some people would say, "Oh, I'm raising pigs, sheep, goats, chickens." But yeah, I know kids.
Is,
But yeah,
is there
there's like,
Kevin Roy K music that people can access on the interweb?
yeah, absolutely. And I have been kind of slacking a little bit on the business end of everything, but I do have, Instagram and Facebook, and I still have some things up as like a himsa, on like YouTube and whatnot. But I have so much music that I've just been chilling on, and I'm really looking to release more music in the near future. It's it's wild how we can put stuff up and people can listen to it anywhere in the world instantaneously. But at the same time, we're also coming out of like a century of recorded music that's also up online that people can access instantaneously. And
Yeah.
it's like a sea of other people creating stuff too. So it's like I've partially part of my thing, especially since the way the last couple of years have played out. I'm just like I just want to be in the moment. I want to talk to people directly because one of the things I love about music is the way that it brings people together. You know, I mean, just the fact that I'm talking to you guys now, it's because of music. And
Yeah.
so many of the people in my life, like the vast majority, I've met because of music. And I really, have a lot of, I just feel very strongly about that kind of power of music to really bring people together. There's so many things that divide us up. And even, in school, I think when I didn't really grow up in a musical family, but it was something that always, I have some really kind of vivid early musical memories just of random moments of, my parents played the radio. They didn't play instruments,
You
but
kind
they
of
played
answered
the
my
radio, and
question.
that's enough sometimes. But I remember like in fourth grade, we started playing the recorders. You guys remember the recorders, like the plastic flutes?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and it just started to hit me like this is something that we're all on the same team with this. It's like in PE, we have different teams. We're competing in classes. We have our own grades. We're trying to get our own grades. In music, we all have the same goal, which is to
In
make good
grade school,
music.
especially, everybody got an instrument if they wanted one. In a recorder, especially, everybody got that.
In grade school?
Well, whenever you got it, that's when I remember
Yeah, yeah,
every
exactly.
kid in the class getting one. You know.
Exactly. Which I never really knew that that's like a legitimate classical music instrument. There's like concertos and everything written for recorder. Um, and also coincidentally, just through the grapevine of, like I said, meeting people and the way music brings people together. So I became connected with this kirtan singer, this woman that like does chanting and she writes music like that, and we were collaborating and became acquainted with her friend who is French but has been living in the region for I think a little over a decade now. And her friend actually just came by the studio this morning and we worked on like a demo version of one of her original songs. But how that ties in is she plays recorder too as like a legitimate like classical music instrument. Um, so yeah, it's wild the way that things get brought together and the synchronicities. I would say for me like the one of the guiding principles of my life has been just synchronicity and the way things have fallen into place. Like being in this studio that I'm at, like it just so happened that this music studio opened up, a decade ago, and I was back in this area. I needed work, and I just walked in the door, and then bam, it's like this is the 10th year. And I wasn't in this particular space. I was in this little windowless room right around the corner. But this space opened up a few years ago, and I've, had more room to work with, which has made a huge difference as a musician and artist and teacher and stuff. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's a wild journey. That's what I'll say. I'll say it's a wild journey, and I think just that idea of not knowing what's going to happen next and not trying to put any, like, I don't want to expect anything necessarily, but I want to look for the best in everything, you know?
That's all we can
Um,
do. That's the best. That's great. It sounds great, Kev. Like that's all we can do is look for the best in things, and no matter what it is. You know.
exactly, because I mean, the capability to do this type of thing probably existed before the lockdowns and stuff happened, but if that stuff wouldn't have happened, then we probably wouldn't be doing this right now. You know, so it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
negative shit happens, but more positive comes out of it.
yeah.
You know, and it sometimes when you're in it, it's really hard to see past it or see the kind of, you know, where the light is or how you can come out of it. But I think just, you know, for me, it's like trying to shift my attitude and not be too stuck in a kind of self like defeating mindset has been a huge factor in just continuing to do what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Keep doing what you're doing. That's why we're here. Yeah, we're
Yeah, don't
talking
stop. Whatever you do. My dog was just going ape shit crazy. That was awesome. All that was
Nice.
great. I
Is
had to
that
mute myself
Scooby?
while the dog was going crazy.
What
Yeah.
happened to Scooby?
What do you mean? You got haircuts, man.
Both of you.
We're short hairs now for just a minute. They'll grow back. I want to hear a little more music, Kev. You got a little
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Hear something else that was really enjoyable. So if you don't mind, pulling up.
Whatever you want, man.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, right on.
So.
Right on. Let me see.
We may have another special musical guest coming on in a little bit. I'm not sure, folks. There's a whole bunch of things on the line. You never know what happens to the Phil and John Zone. But right now, it's Kevin Roy K. and the Phil and John Zone Week 98, folks. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for having me. If it seems like you always gotta struggle, never take a step outside your bubble. Best watch out, love is coming to get you. In the rhythm of the never-ending soul groove, would you smile and be happy to see me? If I have what it takes to really be free. Nothing here is what I've been controlling, ever evolving and changing and growing into what I make, what I am fed with, as I deal with the woman I'm bred with. Made a life, human rights consciousness lift. I'm not changing the subject, just don't wanna diss. I got better things to do than be negative. Got to use my mind and think of ways that I can give everything the planet's been providing. Now I'd rather go deaf than hear you lying. Oh, come on. So tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me the truth. I can feel in my heart. Oh snap. You know I'm rhyming all the time, now how it just flies by. Around all the lines, lyrically not a shy guy. Say what's on my mind, don't hide the good feeling. Rhythm in my life, vibrations are healing. Dream of a world at one with itself. Imagine all the people rising up out of their own hell. Tell me about what you want, your desire is a fantasy like a lake of burning fire. Oh, come on. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me the truth. I can feel in my heart. Oh, snap. Hey. A telltale sign of an artist. I made a really silly video for that song with my friend. It goes by D. Petrie. It goes by D. Petrie, and we met up out in this little farm in Tiscawa like 5 years ago and camped out, and then the next day made a really silly video for that song. You know, there was like a giant stuffed flamingo featured in it, and yeah, it's video is a whole other like universe too, and that's something that I started to get into a bit when things were really slow in music, and you know it's fun, but I'm just like there's so many wormholes, so many rabbit holes of like creative possibilities. We're really in like such a time of like creative renaissance, and like everybody all these young people that I talk to, I'm like, listen, like your cell phone is a recording studio. Like that was not possible ever for anybody ever before. Like don't take that for granted.
One of my
You know?
favorite animators, his name is Ralph Bakshi, and he did a bunch of old movies in the 70s that were animated. It took him so much work to get them done, it was ridiculous, you know? And he gets so mad at kids that just have phones in their pockets that could go out and make them anything they wanted. You know, you really can right now.
Yeah. So it's like that's why
It's a
like the
fine line.
connection. That's why the connection is important. I think for people to be able to see like, you know, there are all these amazing people that have been in music and in art for they've like dedicated their lives to it. You know, it's inspiring. And then it's like, okay, well, GarageBand is a free app. You can
Yeah,
make your own music. You know.
It'll give you most of the pieces you need to at least get building it, you know? It's, you know, yeah, that's a great tool for sure.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that's great, Kevin. So thanks for being part of the show and the zone. I have another question, which you kind of already answered but you didn't really get. You said recorded music, but like I always ask everybody who comes on the show because we're all music lovers, and there's a reason for that. We grew up as little kids who heard music sometime when we were little, the first time, and it caught our ear. You know, so do you have a memory of really early music, which you kind of started talking about earlier, but like an early song that you remember from your childhood or just early, you know, realizing it was music, I guess, is what I'm thinking of.
absolutely. Yeah, there are several kind of significant moments where I guess if there was like if there was a movie about my life where there could be like a montage
Hey, there we
of
go.
some early moments. So like,
Score.
what you know, one of them, the fireworks celebration in my little town here, They would have a band every year, and being in like fourth or fifth grade, seeing this band like really up close, that was like a diverse band. There were different, you know, there was like, all kinds of different people in this band, and, different genders of people all making music together. For me, that was really neat to see, because I didn't necessarily, I grew up more like,
like a band, like horns and brass and everything.
yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, the band was actually called Brass Bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was,
Did you
so
play
that was,
music when you were a kid? Did you play music when you were like in grade school?
I played, well, recorder, like I said, that was the first one, and then I started with trumpet.
Sure. Okay.
But I remember I lived right up the hill from where the fireworks were. So the next morning I went down and I found like these broken drumsticks behind the stage. And I just thought it was like the coolest thing ever. I took them back up to my house, and I was like drumming on the roof of the doghouse, coming up with this little beat and this little song. So that was definitely like a significant moment.
That's cool.
And I was right down the street from my grandma's house. Here's one more. Right down the street from my grandma's house, there was this guitar player that he had a gig kind of during the week of detailing cars. So his car detailing shop was right down the block from my grandma's house. So me and my cousins, right around my same age, we would go there and bother him sometimes. And he had a little guitar and an amp set up there. And he was like one of the first people that I saw like really shred in person.
Yeah.
Like, so him just playing for us for like, a minute or two, it just left a lasting impression on me.
Very cool.
Those are cool. Yeah, those are cool influences. I like that. Music is important. It comes to us and through us, and it speaks for days. I mean, I love music. That's what I do. Why I do, really. Even if I'm a painter or a designer of posters, whatever I do, it's because of music. It drives me. It always has driven me. So that's important to me. Those little details.
The reason we're here, and whoever's watching or listening or doing whatever, it's because of music.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Come
I
together
agree
that
with
way.
that.
People come together around music, and the good people come together around the music. It seems like, and wow, yeah, that's a trip. I love it. Kevin, it's been really good talking to you, bud. You sound great, man. Appreciate you being part of our show.
Thank you guys so much for the invite. And
I
welcome,
hope you
shared the
can-
link of how to get to this guy if you want to follow him on Facebook and whatnot, see what he releases and things like that. Do you got a YouTube, things like that too, Kevin? I'm sure. Or?
Yeah, the YouTube channel is Ahimsa Sound, which I know that's kind of confusing. And there's a whole story to that too. So like,
People are good at stalking these days, though, so you'd be surprised. You don't have to say it comes across pretty quickly.
yeah. So just like the word hymns with a on either end. So ahimsa, AHYMNSA, and then sound. Because like, what is a hymn? It's a sound, right? A hymn's a sound. So like, it's not like a religious thing. It's
I
like
dig it. That's cool.
everything's it's everything. It's an everything thing.
That's the only way we can be these days. You have to be everything, I think. Some of that sucks, but most of it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, definitely. So anything you want to say, Phil, before we let our friend go here?
Thanks for coming on the show. It was great seeing you at the Night Street Pub, and I'll see you down the road. Keep doing what you're doing. Much love, and
That was a great night of music.
peace.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. It's been a blast to
Good to
beam
see
into
you, man.
the interwebs from my little studio here. So,
Talk to me the next couple of days. We'll get that artwork back online too. All right, but
hey, awesome. And I hope we cross paths again soon, guys.
we sure will. We sure will. All right.
All right,
thanks, man.
take
Much
care.
love. Much so, Kevin.
Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think Laura says thank you because it makes a good show and we got a good musician on here.
How do you know it was Laura?
His sound was good. We still here, right, Kevin? Thank you, brother, again for being on the show.
Thank
Man.
you.
You don't squeeze your dog like that. That's not nice. My dog just heard that squeak and went running.
Oh, great. You got the same one. You got the same
That was
one.
awesome. That was
Yeah,
entertaining. I
we
love
thought
that.
we thought it was going to be a pink dog. So.
Yeah.
Oh man, my dog's killed that toy. It's gone. It's got
Hi,
such a
Amy.
cute part. We missed that toy.
Hey,
Look at
Scoops.
that, Scoop. Show it
Hey,
again.
Scopes.
Show it again, because that's. We have an animal graveyard here, and Pinky's in the animal graveyard for things that
Go
didn't
get
make
it.
it.
Do you need anything?
Right away, thank you. That was Amy. If you weren't sure, folks, that might be before after Amy introducing you on one.
What was her name?
Kevin Roy K. Kevin Roy
I
Kramer.
thought
If you were finding
her
my
name is
Facebook.
Kevin Roy Kramer.
Kevin Roy Kramer. Yeah, I think it's got a message from Megan Panici, and she's not. She's working tonight, so she's not coming. So I sent her the link to how people could listen if you wanted to. I mean, it's man, if they choose
Okay.
to listen, that's their choice. But it was
Hi, Megan.
good so far. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, it does.
And we're visual artists, so it's not a podcast. It's a vidcast, or what is it? It's an artcast. Artcast. We got to coin that phrase right now.
Artcast.
Artcast.
Hurry up, do it. Hit that
Artcast.
button.
Click. You heard it here, folks, on the Phil and John Zone. This is the Phil and John Zone Artcast. Now, I guess it doesn't sound like that. That sounds horrible. But you get what I'm saying, though. So, what did you think of that, Phil?
That was a beautiful thing every week. Not, if you think what happens every week, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I mean, I love musicians doing their thing. I love people talking about their crafts and what they do and about life and their theory of thinking and what they want to do and musically and artistically. And I like that. When I try to,
I did that whole last retrospect when I did the 50 videos of our 50 shows of all the music, but I haven't done anything since the last 50 shows. So there's going to be 50 more shows worth of little musical bits that are going to come out eventually. And the microphones are getting better. People are getting smarter about the setups, it feels like. I mean, other than us.
God, I do believe. Well, we can't give it
So
away.
I'll have to spend some time.
Yeah,
I'll have to-
we have to talk to. Yeah, we'll talk. We don't know. I just told her, and she's I have to dust or something. Cheers, my friend. 98.
Cheers to you, Phil. I love you, buddy.
Thank
You're
you.
98 weeks, man.
Hey, Zoom, you owe me some money. I didn't know what Zoom was 100 weeks ago. Damn it.
Yeah.
Love you. Love you.
So I remember that night.
You should see my cat Pineapple
The world
just
was going to
staring at
shit.
me.
We
That's a
decided
great
to do
picture.
this, and here we are 98 weeks later. It's kind of hard to believe. I needed this today. This is perfect.
Yeah.
It's not all I
Here's
need. I
my-
got everything I needed today. I found my Doonesbury book today. You like Doonesbury? Remember that?
Here, Pineapple. Here's my cat.
What's up,
Hi,
Pineapple?
That's Pineapple. Hi, Pineapple. You're on TV.
Yeah, Pineapple slept on my lap.
She said, "Woo." That's Miss Pineapple. All right, let's go back in the zone.
So I pulled out a canvas while he was playing. I looked to my right, and I realized there was this white canvas staring at me from there's 3 different white canvases sitting here, 3 different sizes, plus a bunch of stacked behind there.
Hey, you should just
So I just grabbed one and started painting
put
while he
that
was
Larry
playing.
Keel album. Larry Keel album on the painting. Dual whammy.
It's a good one. It's a good album. That's a good record. That's one of my favorites, Phil, that you painted.
I like that.
It's very, very modern art kind of feeling. Right?
Sometimes I did that.
You did that.
Yeah, there's some.
Probably
you ever, we go through this. Do you ever go back to a
2017,
painting?
because you were still signing the back of them.
Yeah, not no more.
So,
That's pretty dope.
yeah, it's amazing. Are you kidding me? This is one of my favorite things in the world, man. He was only Larry Keel experience for like a
Yeah,
year.
why ain't they at Hartford or somewhere? They're not touring anywhere in the Midwest. I've been looking. I
I've
really
been
love.
trying. You know, I talk to those guys every other month or so to ask them to be on the show, but they don't have. They live in the sticks. They're not internet people, so they
What
don't.
do you mean
really
the
want to-
sticks?
You know, like out in the woods, like we're
Like
down
Decatur?
in the south, in the southeastern United States, kind of. Then in that area, they live out in the.
I guarantee you they have more
Hills.
power than Decatur does.
They're probably fine, but they haven't yet. But we'll see.
I know.
I actually talked to Dave Schools tonight from Widespread
That
Panic,
was-
honestly.
Remember when we would back stage with Hartford with Larry and Jenny Keel and Vince?
So-
Who's
It
that?
says here. It says
You shouldn't do that.
you can see it now. Can you see it now? Okay. It says Dave,
Dave
Schools.
Schools from
Yeah. So we're talking back and forth during the show tonight. He's
come on the show.
he will one of these days. He's not even watching
Okay.
our show. He's probably sound checking in some giant auditorium right now with the Widespread Panic Band. It's Friday night somewhere in America. They're playing, or they're not playing, and they have the night off. He doesn't want to do anything like that.
Those are
He
one of
just
the
released,
bands where I've only seen them not that many times, so I'm not going to go there because everybody's going, "Oh, you haven't seen all that." But okay, 4 times. And they can't be that good, but they're just okay.
No, they're very
Only
good
four
live. It's a
times.
very good, amazing band live. You have to go see
How
them.
many times have you seen them? 72.
Widespread Panic only like 3 times, honestly, in my
Okay,
life. And
four for me.
I'm not a
But
follower,
but
but
people before I saw them for the first time said they're that good. Okay, they can't. Okay, they were that good. And the second time, what the?
I saw them at the Madison Theater in Peoria, Illinois. You ever go to the Madison Theater?
No, I have not.
It's gone now. It was an old theater back in the day, and it was a big theater. And we saw Blues Traveler in there, and God Street Wine, and we saw a lot of bands. But we saw Widespread Panic in there one night, and it was a small venue. It was back when Mikey was still playing, so it was the original Widespread Panic lineup. But I didn't know who they were. I was just there like as a stranger to the whole scene. I barely didn't do a Grateful Dead thing yet. I hadn't done anything. And my friend took me to the Widespread Panic show. So I saw like an early show without knowing what I was seeing. It was very good. I had a really good time. And it was the first time I remember like going into a bathroom at a venue and there were like 17 people smoking joints in the bathroom. And I hadn't seen that before. Like I had never seen anybody really smoke anything more than like maybe a hit or one joint, but not 17 joints at one time. And it was just that was the first indoor smoking experience for me. And we stayed in that bathroom for a while. It was a blast. Everybody washed their hands. It was appropriate. But the idea that that's when I first saw Widespread Panic, and then I didn't see him. The last time I saw him was at like one of the summer camps, and we treaded through mud, and it was so fucking muddy that we didn't even listen to the music. We just got out of there. It was such a mess, unfortunately, which is sad. But you do what you do. And it was a mess, and we had our kids with us, and we were buying funnel cakes. It was. It was a trip. That was a long time ago. That was probably 7 years ago, I bet you now. I think that was 15 when they played there. But so I haven't seen him since, though. But me and Dave Schools, I did that drawing for Hardworking Americans, and he was in Hardworking Americans.
I saw that fantastic photo of that.
So the comic book of that, and he started following my artwork. And I really don't even do Instagram. Like, people have Instagram accounts, but I don't really do Instagram accounts.
It doesn't matter. These people want to.
But Dave follows my art, so I do it, I mean.
Call Todd Snyder's.
He doesn't do it. He ain't doing no Zoom show. He ain't gonna do it. It's okay. We don't need it. We don't need it. He's
call the guy from Fishbone.
Angelo. I never heard back from Angelo. No, I really wanted that to happen, but I never heard back from him.
Fine. You want me to make a call?
If you can get a hold of Angelo. Now, who knows? Actually, who knows?
No, I'm not about Angelo.
Hold on a second, because who knows the bass player from Fishbone? Somebody does know them. We interviewed last week. Who did we interview a couple weeks ago? And they know.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that's right.
Wait, Jake Willis knows the bass player from Fishbone, dude. And that would be badass if we could pull that off. We could, anything's possible. We have 100 shows coming up.
If I was younger, we'd have.
It'd be a different show, man. If we were younger.
She said
we
naked
probably
women.
wouldn't even like each other. I don't know. I was an old mean punk rocker kid. I didn't have. I don't know. We would have been awesome still. Phil.
The cat's over here staring at me.
If we were younger, we'd feel better about it, I guess.
Man, it is crazy. A good friend of mine, Frank. Happy birthday! You shouldn't say it. I'm turning 60 this year.
Frank's okay. He don't mind his age. He looks young. Is my guess.
Right, Pineapple? Look, what are you doing? Yeah, it's a good vibe. Yeah, the sun's hitting you. It's a beautiful day. What are you...
I still am getting over my cold, folks. I'm really trying to get past it, and it's beating my ass, but I'm over it.
What are you doing tonight and Friday?
Tonight, nothing. Hopefully by next Friday I'll be doing something fun. But I'm painting tonight, I think. At this point now, I've got a canvas up. And
I can never do it on Friday. I can't drink and paint.
I don't intend on making anything interesting. I just want to paint and see what happens. And lately it's been a process.
I've done that before. Sometimes it works. And
well, if it doesn't work right away, Phil, you have to keep going.
After the show, I won't hang up. We have to talk.
If it doesn't work out right, okay. But if it doesn't work out right away, you have to keep painting, I think. And
I understand.
The abstract stuff, that's how that happens. And then you get interesting things that happen by accident. That can be the best shit. I don't know. Rod Stewart is not from Decatur, Laura Boyne. Somebody named Laura Boyne is chiming in on the internet. She is so commenty tonight.
It was all about the young.
So ideally, Rod Stewart does have a lot of hair. I'm going to get it back. She's going back to the hair again.
We got to do the ABCs.
So the alphabet tonight, folks. Because of the interesting occasion of how I looked last week compared to how I look this week, which is just going to be the way you just deal with it. Hair grows back. And
Okay.
but basically,
Okay.
the ABCs tonight are about hair bands or hair related things that are maybe obnoxious or, or interesting. How about that?
Musically related, or it doesn't have to
Hopefully,
be.
hopefully music related. So if you said like beef or beehive, you could say B-52s, but that can't use that
Correct.
now
Correct. Correct. Correct.
because yeah. But that was a good one though, wasn't it?
It was. Cut it out. Start it. You're at number A. No.
So number A for me is going to be like the how cool was Angus Young's hair in AC/DC.
Okay.
It was kind of greasy, but it was cool when we were kids to see a dude with long hair and a little schoolboy outfit on.
Okay.
So B, which is the winner, was B-52s because of the beehive hairdos. But
There is no right and wrong answer because yeah, okay. I'm going to go with B is Bow Wow Wow. We go hairdos. It was a song an hour before the show, and I know the chick, I Want Candy is a great song by Bow Wow Wow. She had hair, but she had bald and like little things. So that's a hairdo, and that was a great song back in my era. I want candy.
I was like, she had like it was the first girl with the top of her head shaved, maybe, and like
Yeah, I mean,
and
yeah.
parts of her head shaved, but other parts not. Yeah, I remember that.
I saw her on
Yeah.
Palladium in her older age, 5, 10 years. Yeah, right on. It was a great Bow Wow Wow was great, punky, culty thing. That's my hairdo thing. Okay, you got C.
C. There's only one C that I can think of, and I first
You
thought of the
got it.
Cars, but their hair wasn't significant. But the person who had significant hair that starts with a C for important history is Cyndi Lauper. Now, Cyndi Lauper had she had like a head, like a checkerboard shaved into one side of her head, and then the back of it was shaved with braids, and then the top of it was red and it went this way. And back then, man, you weren't, you were a Cher or you were Tina Turner. You didn't have Cyndi Lauper's hair. So you look at me like you don't even know who fucking Cyndi Lauper is.
I know who Cyndi Lauper is. I can dance to her. Watch this. I'll do like a yeah. Mine would be Cinderella.
Cinderella, okay, of course, dude. Now we're talking. Now you're going straight hair bands.
No, 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 no. You can no. It was okay. Go ahead. There's
We go hair bands, and D is going to be for the damn Yankees.
D. No. I get something.
Or no, D. If you're going to be a hair band,
You don't
Devo
have to
was
be
really
in a hair
cool.
band.
Well,
You could be
Devo.
a
How about
musician.
Devo? Because they had that waxed hairdo that would like, and it was plastic hair. Remember, Devo had plastic hair. So I mean, hey, that's a hair band. I'm gonna
All right.
pick different bands. I'm not gonna pick the
Okay.
pictures and the
D
warrants.
for all right. You got
That's too easy.
D would be David Trilling because he's got the long hair.
Dude,
So
he's
you
got a
don't
lot
have
of
to-
hair.
Yeah.
Got his hair.
See?
He does.
Lord. Shot.
E is for I mean, I'd say the Eagles, man, but I'm gonna say Eddie Rabbit.
That's fine.
Because he was a country guy with long hair, dude. And I remember being him thinking he was kind of cool because he had long hair, but he was country. And I love a rainy night, so I mean, I'm gonna go with Eddie Rabbit for my E for hair.
I'm gonna go E with a double whammy. Enough's Enough, a band I saw back in the day, man. It was killer, man. I used to go to the band. Remember Enough's Enough?
Oh sure, I remember how they spelled it funny. It was the first band that Fish got their idea from. Really? I mean, think about it for a second.
I do believe. Yeah.
So enough's enough for E. F for hair.
Okay.
See,
I'm
I always
actually
go to
doing-
Fugazi, but Fugazi, they just all shave their heads. So I'm going to say Frank Zappa. I'm going to go back to Frank Zappa's big, long, curly hair he had. Because he was cool, man. I'm not going to say Firehouse, because they had hair, too.
Yeah, they did.
That'd be my hair band pick. But my hair pick, like when I thought it was cool, had cool hair, was Frank Zappa. And when it extended out of his nose, so that he had this hair that came off his lip, and then he had a little square on his chin of hair, which not everybody has. You don't see many people trying to pull off a square of hair on their chin, you know. So Frank Zappa's my hair for F. Keep going now.
Okay, F would be. I mean, it doesn't. But in my eyes, when I seen him 5 times, Foghat, the Cats, and I see him all 4 the Cats, Lonesome Dave, and all the original band. They had the longest hair in the world, and they rocked and they killed it. I saw them in a 2-year period when all the Cats were together, and I remember their hair, and I'm just like, what the fuck is? Excuse my language. Foghat. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, when I was a little boy, we'll get to G in a second. But when I was a little boy, I got
Oh God.
I used to collect books like this, the comic books that were cartoon books from cartoon strips, and there was one called Bloom County. And in Bloom County, there's a cat called Bill the Cat. And in this one story, Bill the Cat had this girlfriend who was a deadhead. And she didn't shave her armpits. And I learned about that from Bloom County. Like reading comic strips in the newspaper, there was an article, the whole story was about how Bill's
Is
girlfriend
that
went
next to
off
Decatur?
on tour with the Grateful Dead. So that's why I like Doonesbury, of course. But yeah, Bill the Cat taught me about the Grateful Dead. If I really think about it, my first reference to Grateful Dead, and especially the hair of the Grateful Dead, which would be the armpits and the legs, and then older people didn't shave, and the beards, of course, eventually when we all grew up. So that is probably my original Grateful Dead influence, other than one other Grateful Dead influence, which would be the Freedom Rock commercial. Because me and my brother used to go around making fun of trucking, saying, because how silly it sounded. When you're a 12-year-old kid and you hear somebody say trucking, I got my chips cashed in, we laughed our asses off at that. We thought that was the most hilarious shit when we were little kids. That's my early Grateful Dead stuff. So G is
I'm older than you.
for the Grateful Dead. And you were going to see shows, and I was making fun of them on the Freedom Rock commercial. So that's
Yeah,
that's
I know.
our generational graph there.
You were skateboarding. I was in the parking lot selling grilled cheese.
I was probably buying a joint off you in the parking lot. I was skateboarding along.
I was doing purple marker dot, man. I was gone. I'm sorry, I didn't say that, did I? Yeah, I did.
Anyway, that's
Too
my
late.
Grateful Dead, the G for the hairband.
Well,
Grateful Dead.
Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose, and the Cats.
Yeah, of course, Guns N' Roses. I think we should do this every. I think it always has to be both of us. Okay, Guns N' Roses is they were hair.
Yeah, we're going back to. Yeah, I'm sorry. Some categories we can't figure out what. When we get to the end of the alphabet, we're done. All right, you got H. We'll do a double H.
Well, H. If you think about my childhood growing up, the band
No,
that
I
comes
got the
right
best one.
away.
Okay, you didn't
Okay.
pick it.
The band that comes right away to my childhood would be Hall and Oates, because there ain't nothing cooler than Daryl Hall's hair. He combs that shit crazy, and Oates just had a cool hair and he had a mustache. So I mean, other than ZZ Top, but it doesn't go in the H category. But Hall and Oates was the coolest thing from my childhood when it came to like combing your hair and looking cool. Even though, listen, I didn't take on that look, but I remember being a little kid, like 12 years old. H2O by Hall and Oates comes out. And that was a big deal on television, man. So Hall & Oates is my H band.
My H would be the best H. Haircut 100.
Of course, yeah. No, I'm leaving. You said your research. I'm leaving you for these wing dingers, man. Haircut one.
Remember that band?
Oh, I remember the band. Yeah, I remember the band. Hey, come on.
She's going D Doc, and we're on H already.
H. We're on I. We're on I, which I'm gonna go with for I. I'm gonna go for Ike Willis, man, because he dude has some cool hair.
Yeah.
Ike Willis, man, I'm going to give props up again to him, mention again tonight, because Ike Willis' family's having some health issues. But anyway, we're going to put that out to Ike. Because the last time I saw Ike Willis was with Kevin Roy Kramer at that show we were just talking about. And I tell you what, there were 16 bands that weekend. They were all amazing bands, brainchild to everybody who played, to Ike Willis. And there were only 16 people there, man. It was the most depressing thing. There was
Yeah,
a
I've
minute.
been to a few festivals. Brainchild was very underrated when they.
I knew about COVID when I went there. I knew it existed at that point, but I didn't know they hadn't shut anything down yet. But anyway, go
I
back
is
to that.
Iggy Pop for me. Iggy Pop.
Iggy Pop. Yeah, he's cool, man. You know he loves to golf?
What?
Iggy Pop loves golf.
I know. So does Alice Cooper.
Yeah, go figure. If you got time on your hands, you're gonna enjoy
fuck
stuff
it.
like that.
I
for
love
sure.
golf. Takes a lot of time.
Iggy Pop. So yeah, okay, let's just keep it moving. Let's keep it
Jay.
moving. For Jay, I'm gonna go with the coolest Jay of all hair band of all is Janis Joplin. And
No.
dude, she had cool hair, man. It was all
What's
ratty
this
and
one?
like
I got a
dirty
better
and
one.
stuff. Man. It was cool.
It's hair bands. Think about
Well,
it.
you pick the hairband. I'm picking what I think
All right,
of.
think
when I
about
think of
this
hair
one.
and
I'm
music
going to
and
go
that
real
letter.
quick because we got a lot of letters.
Or Jimi Hendrix had the kick-ass hair too, man. Neoprene, afro, dude. That was
Watch
badass.
this.
Huh?
A band I'm going to go see tomorrow. Janice Walling.
Dude, pretty cool hair. Yeah, Janis has
That
pretty
thing
cool hair.
flies everywhere. It's a J. Janice Walling.
It used to be a fancy deal if you got a picture of her hair flowing, but everybody just started taking pictures of her, and her hair is always doing that.
So anyway,
That's why.
me and Laura are going to go see Family Groove Company at the venue tomorrow. Everybody go check it out in Aurora,
Yeah.
Illinois. I'll be there. If not, be groovy. All right.
Somebody said Boy George, Jane's Addiction, Kiss. I love all these quite.
Well,
These
yeah, it's not your show, so get your own.
So here we are at J, right? We're at J. You said Janis Joplin. You said
Janice Wallen.
so K for me is going to be Kaja Gugu because you talk about hair, man. You can't deny that was an early hair
Wait
band
past
because you brought up Bow Wow Wow earlier. The Kaja Gugu, that dude had like a big
Right.
Marge Simpson kind of thing going on in his head.
Mhm.
So Kaja Gugu, remember them? So K for you is going to be something different, though. I have a feeling.
Okay, I'm going to go with Kiss because Paul Stanley who I got to meet, man. That dude had curly, greasy hair, and it was down way past his armpits, and it was not cool. So that was a bad thing about hair. It doesn't have to be a hair band, but the hair thing in a band, nah.
Let me ask you this: was it before the show or after the show?
It was before the show. And
So it was
not
intentionally
cool.
greasy. It wasn't like
No,
sweaty. I just worked
it
really
didn't
hard.
look right, no. At a ZZ Top show, because I was a member of ZZ Top.
Hey,
and I
Paul
got to meet them.
Stanley is the only member of Kiss I can't make eye contact with, so that's all I'm going to say.
They're
about
very short. I mean,
okay,
really
that's
short.
all right.
I'm
They're
only
Kiss,
6'1".
dude.
People think I'm tall. I'm not.
it. Have you ever heard of Mini Kiss?
Who?
Mini Kiss?
Oh, man, you're young. I'm old. No.
Have you heard of Mini Kiss?
Have you
There's a
ever
band
seen
called
Alice
Mini
in
Kiss. They're
Chains?
dwarves
The
that play
only
Mini
Alice
Kiss.
in Chains is with Lane
Hey.
Staley.
All right, Alice in
So
Chains
we'll
is
go
not
there,
the next
Mini
letter of the
Kiss.
alphabet. It's Kiss
Right.
and Elemental P. Kiss,
L.
K-L.
You're up L.
Dude, Robert Plant had cool hair, man. My son had Robert Plant's hair when he was born.
I know, Robert. Yeah. Okay.
So I watched a good concert of the Led Zeppelin last week that I found on YouTube. It was really good. It was like late 70s. Bonzo was there playing. It was really good. It inspired me. I watched the whole thing. I hadn't watched a Led Zeppelin event like that in a long time, and they're real important. Hey, don't you turn your nose up to Led Zeppelin.
It's very difficult for me to watch certain
These guys are like 4 letters
music
ahead of us.
thing. It's got to be a documentary or footage. One of the greatest ones I haven't seen in a while. Song Remains the Same, because that's a lot of real footage, Peter Grant and all that stuff. But some of the documentaries are fake and stuff. So I got to see the real thing. It's like seeing the real band.
Well, it
It's
was
like
a
seeing
concert.
the
They're
real.
performing the songs,
It's
man.
like
They
seeing
weren't
I
perfect.
got to see the real singer. I don't want to see Blind Melon without him. I don't want to see Alice in Chains without that.
All
So I
right,
got
all
to see
right.
the
This
real
is,
thing.
this is old news. We already talked about this.
All right, so
Make your rooster call now or let it go forever.
let me
Okay,
do
we'll
it.
save it. We'll save it. We're only on L, folks. You're tuning in right now. It's the alphabet based on hair.
Tracy Butler liked it.
Based on hair. So the alphabet based on hair. We just did L for Led Zeppelin, and then you complained.
Oh,
or
I didn't do
something.
an L.
You didn't do an L yet. So.
We're gonna go with Lita Ford.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of hairspray
Lita
in Lita
Ford.
Ford's hair. Oh yeah. And what young teenage boy from 1987 didn't have a Lita Ford poster on his wall with wearing a belt buckle? That was back then. Those girls, they were doing heavy metal, but they would do a naked poster too. It was a couple of them. There was a few of them.
she
Lita
was
Ford was one.
born for
Samantha
the Kitty
Fox was
Rock
one.
Stars.
This is out of topic for the show, but that's what I remember when you talk about Lita Ford. Unfortunately, L starts with the letter Lita Ford. That's a great hair band. So M for me is going to be. I mean, I could just go real easy and say. I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say?
Go ahead.
Thin Lizzy.
Going the other
That's
way.
so close. That is so close to M. What I was thinking for M. Are we on M? I lost you.
She thought we were on age 5 letters ago.
Meatloaf had the greatest hair. He always had
Oh,
long
that's
hair.
a good one.
And
That's
even
a
if
great
he had,
one,
even if it
man.
was the cheesy
He
mullet,
passed away.
he took care of his hair. So Meatloaf is my hair pick.
That's that's the best
And
answer
maybe-
tonight.
Listen,
that is
maybe
the
that
best
was the
answer.
only
He passed
thing that
away
made Meatloaf
recently.
cool. Was that what made Meatloaf cool? Is because he was like an opera singer, but he had long hair. So was he heavy metal or was he opera?
Okay.
I mean, wow. There's
What's
a conundrum
sort of
there.
the Jethro Tull or certain genres of music, but he just passed away, and I didn't really realize. I thought as I get older, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. How do you categorize? Theatrical, opera-ish?
Meatloaf.
He did that.
Well, he was
He
rock
did
and
a
roll,
lot of
but
acting. He did a lot of acting too. That was very good too.
he was an opera singer that wanted to rock and roll. So he knew how to sing, but he wanted to rock and roll. He didn't want to play, opera necessarily. He wasn't going to be the fat lady, but he could be the fat lady. Meatloaf. That's my pick for M. So keep going. Come on, keep moving. If you're gonna do an M, pick it, because
Pick ahead.
otherwise, you want to go to N. You want to go right to N, and you're not gonna pick an M.
Okay,
Meatloaf
N.
was so
We're
good.
gonna go with N. We're gonna go with New York Dolls.
Yeah, that's pretty good. They were pretty worried about their hair, I think.
CBGBs.
Yeah, I've been into a lot of. Listen, I watched Basquiat the other day, which is a story about New York City at that time. I love that period of time. If I go back, a lot of people go back to the '60s, maybe in San Francisco, but I think I'd probably go back to Brooklyn in the '80s. I was alive then. If I could have been 10 years older and strung out at Chelsea, I would have had anyway.
I don't want to go to Chelsea. What a
I
great
don't want to
song.
go to Chelsea. And for Nirvana, dude had some dirty hair. I loved it.
That is cool. I didn't even have that in my notes.
So, they weren't a hair band, but the hair was
Kurt
pretty
Cobain's
important.
hair, man.
The hair was pretty important with grunge music, though. They all, like Soundgarden, Screaming Trees, Pearl Jam, it all started with long hair.
Here, take a picture of the foreheads. N, you can't come up here. It's my spot.
I'll get a picture for you.
Hey, jackass.
Don't call me a jackass.
O is Oingo Boingo.
All right. Yep. Well, he was.
You know what? I'm not even looking at their hair, so I'm just guessing. That's a bad guess.
He was a redhead. He had it was significant hair because it was kind of thinning, I think.
How do you know all that stuff?
Because I was a big Oingo Boingo fan, dude. I'm not going to mess around. I'm not going to lie to you. Oingo Boingo, semi-important in my history of music. Who do you want to be today? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be today? You want to be just like someone on TV? That was a dream when I was a kid.
I want to be sedated.
That's another family I really enjoy. Talk about what was the bird that we're talking about now? You just said Phil Sedeko. What did you say? What was the last band you picked?
Huh?
Huh?
What?
Hey. What letter are we on? Are we on O yet?
Yes. I said Oingo Boingo. You said Ohio players.
That's a great pick, but I didn't pick that. I would probably pick
P. We
I
always
like Ozo Motley. You ever heard of Ozo Motley? I'm just going to throw that out there because I've never
Ozark Mountain Daredevils. But we got to think, they probably have long hair. I mean,
they had beards and mustaches.
They're back in
Ozo
tour
Motley.
or something, yeah. Some of
You
these
ever heard
bands
Ozo
are
Motley?
coming out. I can't deal.
Have you
Little
ever
Feet played last night.
Ozo
Some
Motley?
good pictures from friends.
Okay, come on. I'm going to start off the P. I'm going to say P. I'm going to say Pink Floyd. Because he had hair for a long time, but then it got thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. And that's just natural. That's just nature. So Pink Floyd's my P. What's your P?
Poison.
Poison?
Yep.
All right. That was that was quite predictable. I'm okay with that.
I could have picked Poi Dog Pondering.
Okay, Q. I'm going to steal your Q. I'm going to say Queensryche.
No, you didn't.
So you have to pick a Q now.
It's in the top 3 of all hair bands, too. I researched it. And you didn't pick it. Quiet Riot.
Quiet Riot. Man, one of the best cover bands of all time. Man.
It was in the top 3. You didn't get it. I only had one Q.
All right, let's get through this. So that's Quiet Riot. Okay, well, we're done with Q.
Rat, I got like 7. I mean, I said it, Rat. I mean R. I got like...
For R, I'm going to say the Ramones, dude, because the Ramones had the coolest fucking hair of all rock and roll.
Mine's the best R, though.
I was the Ramones yesterday, okay? I'm not the Ramones today. I was the Ramones yesterday.
Mine is Richard Darling.
Yes! Richie Darling got some hella hair, dude. He's got
He does.
Just not a beard.
Richie Darling for sure. R.S. S is one of the bands I picked earlier tonight, dude. It's Steppenwolf, man. That dude's had some long-ass hair, man. Or Skinner, because Skinner, there's some pictures of Skinner where they had some serious hair. Can I use Skinner?
Damn, you got an accent. Damn.
Can I use Skinner if I want to use Skinner? Well, when you say Skinner, you have
No, you can't do that. No, you got to do Leonard Skinner now.
Phil, Skinnerd is, when you say the word Skinnerd, it has an accent. You don't have an accent when you say Skinnerd. Skinnerd has an accent. That's why it's called Skinnerd. I'm going to say Skinnerd because they had kick-ass hair. And there's one where the dude has the curly hair and it's like... They were like competing for Muscle Shoals' longest hair. So Skinnerd's my pick. What's your ass?
Um, one of my favorite bands, I do believe they're from Sweden. Um, I was researching a little bit. Oh, look, the Orange Sunset. It's supposed to be like really cool. Sweet Ballroom Blitz. Remember that band?
I remember Sweet. Yeah, it's Blitz, the
Yeah.
Ballroom Blitz.
Blitz. Blitz. Yeah, they were one of the hair bands. There was and then I looked at the picture. Oh yeah, check it out.
That's a great song, but do you think it has something to do with that introduction when they start off and they
I
name
don't.
everybody
Hey
and
man, I don't dwell too deep into the songs.
why don't you? You love music, but don't you know what I mean though? Like, do you think that had significant value to the song because then they when they say at the beginning, "Are you ready, Stevie Bay or Stevie Joe or whatever he says," and
Like I
anyway,
said, I don't. No, not
Blitz,
a
it's
All
the
about
Ballroom
the
Blitz.
They
words.
got a couple other great songs on that. So any other band was Skid Row.
Skid Row. All right, all right. For T, man, there's only one T that can fit into this section. I don't really like him all that much, but Ted Nugent, man. See, now I
Very
do got an
good.
accent. Now I'm using my Skinner accent on Ted Nugent. Because if you like Ted Nugent, man, you're probably not one of my friends, unfortunately. But that's okay.
Probably seen him about 6 times.
Now, not that you don't listen. It's not you're not a Ted Nugent fan.
I like
Though.
Ted
Let me
Nugent.
rephrase that. If you're a Ted
I'm a
Nugent fan,
huge fan of
you're
Ted
probably
Nugent.
not hanging out.
I am.
I don't really like you anymore.
Why?
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Terrible Ted. Terrible Ted. He's a double T. Terrible Ted.
All right.
What's your hair band?
Wait a minute, we gotta talk about this.
No.
You want to talk about Ted Nugent?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Right,
political.
but
No, no politics. I'm talking about music.
Well,
Dog eat dog, stranglehold. I don't listen to the lyrics that deeply. Alright.
Pussy. What's in the song about pussy he has? It's called Wayne
Oh my
Dang's
God! If you go deep into songs, I can go. Come on, Johnny.
I apologize for saying that on the show, folks. Those words
Yeah,
are
no kidding.
uttered
All
by
right, T. Twisted Sister.
Dee Snider's awesome, dude. He's important. He's a part of the whole movement of censorship and the whole Tipper Gore movement, which only made music better.
What?
So Tipper Gore is one of my least favorite people, but she had a big influence on music, and she made it. It was a big deal when she made fun of music, and we all liked it more. So Twisted Sister. So for you, TU, you know who also had really cool hair, man? I want to say they're one of the first hair bands ever. Uriah Heep.
That was the only U I had.
One of those guys had a mustache that had more hair than what I just cut off my head, dude.
It's one of the
At
shows
least
back
in
in
my
the day.
imagination.
I do believe I seen him with UFO, but one of those you can't remember. You know, you had a ticket. I do. I saw him, but I didn't see him.
Yeah.
never seen them.
You.
Listened
I'm
to
gonna go
them
with the
9,000
UFO then.
times.
I've seen UFO 2 or 3 times. Hey,
Scooby. That's Patrick. Patrick's home.
where did he go?
On some sort of errand.
He was just over there a minute ago. He came from that side. Would he come through the window?
V for hair bands. That's an interesting one. I was gonna, because I can't say Violent Femmes because they were kind of plain. Brian Ritchie had long hair, but Gordon Gano's hair was kind of plain. For V, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Phil. What's your choice for V tonight?
Don't even go. No.
Were you just hoping we would fall back on the Violent Femmes again?
No, I got a couple here, and I can't even.
You right, Heap story.
Well, you know what? It was in the top 10, and I didn't realize it. To go here, Van Halen.
Yeah, that's a pretty important hair band.
So we each got one.
Van Halen. Okay, Van Halen. UVW. I'm gonna say well, I didn't think about this at all very much, did I?
It was tough.
The W was tough.
Yeah.
I mean, the Who is great because you got Roger Daltrey.
Well, Roger, there it is. There's no right and wrong answer, Johnny. There's no right.
Roger Daltrey had the natural curly hair of the girl in the Peanuts cartoon. So I'm going to say Who on that for sure. And then
you can be bald. You can be bald. Like
back
John.
when a commercial haircut, when everybody had haircuts, and then when Who came out, everybody didn't have haircuts. So there's significance there.
The list was Wasp and Winger.
Oh yeah, Winger would be the best hair band. Awful hair band. They sued Beavis and Butthead. Because the nerdy kid on Beavis and Butthead wore a winger shirt, and it was supposed to be because he was a
Because
pussy.
it said Ted Nugent. Don't go there. Don't go there. I'm cutting you off. I'll mute your ass. Jeez.
The winger actually sued Mike Judge, dude, or got pissed off. It's
I know both stories, and yeah, you said nothing. Don't talk about it.
Gotta stop saying those words. Hey, there's Charlie Stillball. What's up? It's Scramble Campbell. Good to see you guys out there. We're at
Hello, everybody.
We're at X for hair-oriented
X.
things because, as you can see, there's no more hair. But hair-oriented things for X for me. Right, Andy Partridge from XTC had hair. But
Yeah, one of my favorite bands. I love them.
To throw over.
Andy,
Was it comb over? Was Andy Partridge's hair a comb over? Maybe.
you know,
It might have been a comb over. No offense, Andy
like
Partridge, if
facts
you're
because
watching.
people are watching us. I'm not sure.
He was like 10 years old.
He was old. He looked older though. He had older man's hair.
You're right. He had a
So my
phobia about
pick for X,
playing to
because
the
obviously
crowd.
the
He
pick
had
for
to play
X-
to the back of the crowd.
The easy pick for X every week is XTC.
Generals and majors are hard. I mean, the whole album is.
We're only making plans for Nigel.
Yeah.
Was Megan
Now
Plans
she's
for
talking
Nigel?
about
That was
who we
XTC.
talking
That's
about.
such a good song. Oh man, we might go out on that
X.
song. Copyright it out.
I do believe I seen X-Ray Spec back in my day, and my punk ears at Double Door and Club COD. I do
They
believe
were definitely
X-Ray Spec.
hair oriented.
Yeah, I can close my eyes and go, I was there. Yeah.
Now, ironically, if you think about the band X, she might have had dyed hair, but she wasn't like extreme, like, you know, Wendy Williams mohawk or something like that. For punk rock, they were pretty normal.
We didn't pick Wendy Williams.
Nobody picked Wendy Williams till just now.
What a dork.
You said you saw that show, The Plasmatics, didn't you? That was a fucking trip, I'm sure. Wendy Williams. Anyway, we're what letter? X, W, or UV?
W.
We're at W. So we said, well, Wendy Williams. I mean, she had a fucking mohawk, didn't she? She was a girl with a mohawk. That's what I remember. I mean,
We're at X.
Well,
we're on Y. Y.
Well, now we're on Y. And I'm gonna say extreme. Somebody said extreme, Charlie. For Y.
People are chiming in.
Oh, we're getting a good. We got a peanut gallery right now. This is the best maybe ABCs we've ever done. Maybe because we're both doing it. That's the trick. We both need to do each letter.
Wait till you see next weekend. We got a special.
Yeah, a special next weekend. Please tune in. Hopefully we can stay connected.
He might be right here next to me.
Yeah, well, let's play it and see what happens.
Or over here.
That's what I want to do.
Or over there. But we might be together. What a live performance from.
So yellow card. That dude shaved his head. He was bald head, dude.
Yellow Man.
Yellow Man had cool hair. Yeah, dude. Yellow Man. Who's Yellow Man? Hold on a second. Oh, was he a Jamaican? Was he a reggae guy?
Well, I do believe so.
Yeah, I think I remember.
But mine would be yes. Because Rick Wakeman, I've seen him 5 times, 2 nights in a row, twice in the round, and he had the white hair.
Rick Wakeman.
Unbelievable. I was 5 rows away in Milwaukee, 2 nights in a row, in the round, yes. Chris Squire, one of the greatest things of musically. I can close my eyes. I say I got goosebumps everywhere. Anyway, Rick Wakeman.
Rick Wakeman, okay. For Z, I'm going to start off with, I know Scramble Campbell always says zebra. I'm going to call him zebra. But I'm going to say, for Z, I'm going to take the third letter and I'm going to say the Squirrel Nut Zippers.
Okay, cool.
You remember the Squirrel Nut Zippers?
I just fed my squirrels, but I don't know about the band.
The band Squirrel Nut Zippers was a band that was out in like the 90s that was like a horns and bravado, you know, kind of, I don't know what it was, old-timey, almost Pokey Lafarge.
Well, you know, I'm older. I took the 90s off because I didn't think there was so much good music.
Dude, that's when I met Leftover Salmon and Vince Herman.
Well, okay, I apologize. Quiet.
Do you have a Z pick for Z? Do you have a Z?
Well, got to ZZ Top, and
they had hair on their face. Well, folks, that's the ABCs. That's a good sound effect for that. The bell ringing, because it's the alphabet. We should all know the alphabet by now, folks. I'm not sure. We may have another guest if we want to keep going. I don't know how you feel about the show tonight, Phil. we've got a following right now of people that are watching it. Now I want to see if
Okay, we can go.
are you real? Do you have to go anywhere? I'm going to ask before we bring this to fruition. If we have another musical guest, will people stick around? It's after 6 o'clock. We don't usually do this. We could take a
Oh, no,
1 minute break.
I'm pretty good tonight. I don't have to go anywhere.
Let's take a 1 minute break.
I
and
lit
and,
I lit a candle. I'm older. I probably have to go potty.
that's
I
what
gotta
I'm
let the
thinking.
dog
That part,
out.
that would be important for both of us.
I'm
Okay.
gonna leave the camera right here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. I'm ready to roll.
Okay, well, we're gonna come back in a couple minutes, folks, with another musical guest, friends of ours from Indiana. They're ready to play a show tonight, and I'm gonna just leave this here for right now.
Indiana.
Yeah, this is all happening as we talk, man.
That's cool with me. All right. You good, Johnny?
Yeah,
All right.
feel good, man. This music's horrible. Thank you. All right. All right, folks. We're gonna have a special presentation here. We have a last-minute special guest that just come into the area that's going to play in Indiana tonight, the Mousetrap in Indianapolis. The fellow's name is John O, and they play with a band called. Hold on, I'm getting there. John Welton and the Awakening, and they're gonna play pretty soon, and we're gonna bring him into the room, and we're gonna see what happens. Friday, folks. Friday, March 11th, which is 311, by the way. If you're not paying attention, that's a band I used to grow up with. And so today we listened to 311 all morning, and you put it on, and we danced to that all morning and enjoyed that. The sponsor tonight is Amy Griffin. She's my sponsor always in my life, and every sense of the word. Couldn't do anything I do without her. And I do with her as much as I can. And so thank you very much for doing what you do, people. Let's see, I'm in the room, so we're going to play it by ear. And now, everything is by ear on this show, is it not? And this is not their music, by the way. This is just unlicensable music that I have for free on my computer that's... What the heck? And you know what Scramble said? It's only 5 o'clock in Colorado right now.
I know.
Today, our friend Keller Williams shared a post that said it always smells good in Colorado. So tonight, we're sponsored by Colorado Good Smells. So the phone's going to come up here in a minute, and our friend John O is going to come into the room. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Good to see you, Scramble, out there, buddy. You see I put a canvas up. I turned to my right, and there was empty canvases, so I threw one up, and they can ask any of my friends locally that I needed to do that. So we're painting tonight. We're going to paint.
Yeah,
Tracy Johnson in the 3? She's in a band?
She is not in a band. No, she is our friend who's got audio but no video so far, Tracy. But we're going to work on that. We'll get that figured out.
Hi, Tracy.
We had her in the waiting room for like over an hour because we did the alphabet game tonight.
We have a waiting room? What
We
color
have
is
a waiting
it?
room. You didn't know
What
that?
color is it? It can't be green. What we gotta have it a color.
It's called the waiting room. That's all it is. And if you get there,
No
you're
bullshit. We have to have a
Definitely part of
color.
the program.
It's a waiting room.
We
We're
can
gonna
hear you
call
guys,
it.
Tracy. We can hear you, but we can't see you yet. So if that works or not, or we'll just do an audio interview, that's fine too. Welcome to the Phil and John
You know what?
Zone, one way or another. And good to
You
see
know
you,
what?
Tracy Johnson.
Wait a minute. My computer's being a turd.
That is Tracy Johnson. I recognize that pronunciation of turd anywhere.
All right. Our guest room is called the Cool Blue Room.
For some reason, it's brought me back. Like I'm getting your old feed, like the original feed.
Do you have your computer on still, or is your radio on, man, as they used to say in the old days?
Go outside, buddy. Come on.
If you have any kind of external sound that you were listening to before, you'll hear that as well, but it'll be echoed and all distorted and weird. And I'm trying to make a cool recording now at your house. But keep talking over it.
What the hell do you do to it?
The thing is about the 98th week of a show. When you've been 98 weeks into a show, you'd think by now we would have it figured out, but we don't even know what the hell we're doing. I think there's a microphone somewhere recording me and sending it out to the universe. So at this point, the waiting room is all colors. And they're gone, and they'll be back, folks. Maybe they'll come back. They just checked out, and they're going to re-log in. Maybe they'll start fresh. Probably because they were in the waiting room for an hour. So we're bringing our friend down here from the Welton Boys. It was called the Welton Boys? Is that what he said his name was? This is all new to me, folks. The best thing about this show is the improvisation, is how it happens as we do it. John Welton and the Awakening is the name of the band. we'll just see what happens. This is a live feed. We don't have any control over that control. If they figure it out, they figure it out. If they don't, well, we had a great show, and it's been wonderful so far. So let's just see what happens. I'm open for anything. I'm enjoying a few drinks tonight. It feels very good, and I'm ready to reconvene with my family in a few and maybe do some painting.
I'm here.
But we're trying one more time. We're getting them a fresh start here, coming back in the room. You know how it works, Phil. We never got this shit figured out. Like for a minute, it takes a minute.
It's like way overtime. Better order me a pizza.
You want pizza? I'll order you pizza. Where's close to your house? What do you like?
I'm like 3 hours away, Jack.
Well,
it doesn't matter nowadays. You can send pizza.
I could zing you a pizza like anything. Are you really hungry? Are you super starving? I mean, I'd feed you.
I always am at front. Yeah,
But I'll be honest, folks. Tonight's show is not sponsored by Jimmy John's because I'm just going on the record.
Good.
I'm going to soapbox for a second.
Papa's. I can go for anything.
Listen, it was good, but it took
anything
2
they
hours
don't have to
get here.
cook.
It was so freaky that we almost fasted.
Now I need red for a clean pipe.
We can't hear you again, Tracy. We have your microphone, but you're not getting video now. Why that's working, I'm not sure. I mean, we can do an audio thing. That's almost funner to watch Phil's face as we talk. Anyway.
I'm intrigued after the show to figure out.
Well, we're gonna stick around after the
who's
show.
around town? I know we are.
Well, I don't know why the video isn't working.
Well, you're not the first.
We have had nothing but problems with Zoom, folks. I'm not going to say it. And I know their little logo is probably on the screen, but...
It says host has it disabled, baby.
Huh.
Once you hit a button, it'll work. I had to take mine to Best Buy to figure it out. It was one button, so...
Go to the bottom corner. You got screen sharing.
Oh, something about screen sharing? Oh, shit. That's not what I meant to do. Here's my whole screen, folks. This is what my screen looks like. That's not what I meant to do, though. Hold on. Let me go back a step. I'm looking at this other button. Now, this is all fine. This is all well and good. This is part of the process. And eventually, somebody will help with this, I guess, or... Man, I don't know. That's so strange. I've never had that come up before. It's okay.
I'm not surprised. It's me.
It's not, well, don't be surprised.
You know, I'm slightly unusual in these areas. Odd things pop up.
Share screen.
All right. Well, Jono's here.
Yeah, Jono, nice to meet you. Welcome to the Phil and John Zone. This is my friend Phil, and I'm John, and welcome.
Cheers.
I look better off of video anyway, so it's all good.
That's it. That's okay.
Me
with
too.
Me, John.
Me too.
The name of the band is John Wilson and the Awakening. I have that right?
Yes, you got that right. Correct.
And you guys are playing the Mousetrap tonight.
Yes, we'll be at the Mousetrap.
Right on.
Yep.
That's a cool room, man. Indianapolis.
Yeah,
Indianapolis, right?
Room.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun there.
Very cool. Very cool. Where are you guys from?
Pretty much based out of Cleveland, northeast Ohio up there.
You know, when I started doing stuff in Indiana, I gained a Ohio family, you know, from person to person. So that's cool, you know. The
Oh yeah, we welcome a lot of people up there. So
yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, John just got off the plane a couple days ago. He was in St. Croix and St. John down in the Virgin Islands. Played a bunch of gigs down there. And me and the drummer just got back from North Carolina. We played a bunch of gigs out in Oriental, up in Raleigh. And we just got back, and then I headed up to Northern Indiana, and I just had a long drive down here today. So.
And seeing as how we can't see it, do you have long or short hair?
Long hair.
Awesome. I mean, I had long hair this morning.
I'm closing
really?
my eyes and thinking.
Yeah, I did.
I'm very intrigued by the music. Can you play us some music?
I have no guitar with me. No.
Well, that's okay. That's all right.
And I'm actually their bass. I'm actually their bass player too. So I play upright for them and regular electric bass. So.
Well, this is even cooler. I dig it. We'll just talk a little bit about what. So explain to us in your best words what kind of music you play.
I would say we are in the jam band scene. So.
All right.
But immensely better.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are also in the jam band scene. We understand that completely.
We play a lot of upbeat dancing music, that's for sure. Yeah. So we got some heavy hitters on our band. So yeah,
well,
very
cool,
very powerful. Yep.
Is it mainly original music, or are you guys doing cover
Oh
stuff?
yeah.
Or
No, it's all original.
very nice.
Every
Yeah, I
once in
can't
a while
remember.
we throw some pretty much covers in there, you know.
Now this feller John Welton, that's not you, right, John? You're John O. So
I'm John O. Yep.
any of you
Yep.
guys are Jonathans?
I'm a Jonathan.
Very
Yep.
nice. With a Nathan at the end of it.
Yes.
See, that's cool, man. I had a boss one time, and he called me Joe Nathan, and it blew my mind.
Yeah,
That's
they
my
call
name as
me.
well.
I've been called that plenty of times too.
So I thought that, I always open that can of worms with Jonathan.
Well, it's funny because I'm John O and John's John, and people will be like, sound guys and stuff will be backstage like, "Hey," yelling John, and
Well,
I
that's a
won't
pain in the
answer.
ass.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I won't answer to it. And then they'll be like, "Hey, that guy's trying to call you," and I'm like, "No, I'm John O, and that's John." And he spells his with an H, and I have no H, so he makes it difficult.
I understand the no H. That's me all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, so he makes it
Sure.
difficult with that H in there.
What time are you guys playing there tonight in Indianapolis? Because you're an hour behind us.
I think there's going to be a bunch of bands, and I think we're at like 11:30 or midnight.
It's the summer camp on the road to,
Oh shit! Is
Yeah.
it
Jason Miles.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
group of people. And what is it? Kind of a competition tonight to play at summer camp?
Yeah,
I saw
Is that what they
that.
do?
I
Yeah.
didn't
Well,
know, I didn't know a lot of the bands. Chicago's got one of those with
the
Arbor
best of
Creek.
all to you because I watch those things happen every year. Yeah, those are cool. And
Yeah,
summer camp's a cool big event.
we had one of our buddies' bands. They were in Columbus, and they got that, and they won that one. That's Dustin Smith and the Daydreamers, and
Nice.
they won last week, and they're bringing their whole crowd too tonight. So
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's just teasing us. The crowd, I jam, I toured, I just came back. What the hell? No
I'm not gonna
music,
lie. I
no
jonesed for music like
video.
nobody's business.
I
Hey,
know,
Tracy, you stink. Tracy Johnson, you stink.
it's on
Bunch
the
of
host
bullshit.
side. It's on the host side, honey. That's you.
Yeah, I know for sure. I'll get to it. I'll be at the show before we know it.
It's called the John and Phil Zone. It's
Sorry,
his
Mark.
fault.
Do you
Yeah, it's
remember the name Eric Diaz,
Yeah, somehow or another, for sure. It's in my brain.
drummer?
Okay.
Yeah, you ever heard the band Hot Tuna, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, he played with Hot Tuna for years.
Yarmulke Kokkonen.
And somebody who's playing tonight with the Awakening at the.
Yeah, he's the drummer. Me and him just went out to North Carolina. So
Yeah,
musical history. Playing with Yorma.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. Can you imagine?
yeah.
oh yeah, we all
Yeah.
played with some pretty good big guys. So we're all collaborating together now and getting this band just pushing
Really
it.
cool. That's
That is a
awesome,
beautiful-
man. Yeah.
That is a beautiful thing. I mean, yeah.
If it weren't 2 hours away, I'd be there tonight for sure. I miss you guys for
Any
sure.
great memories? Something now that I know you played with stuff like that. Anything recently you're looking forward to?
We have a summer getting pretty booked up. So yeah, there's
What's
a
the
lot
name of the band?
It's John Welton and the Awakening.
Okay.
You're gonna love them.
We are. We're gonna check them out. That's really cool to learn about new things. Music has always been really important to me, and new music.
A jam
especially.
band. And okay.
Yep. John's lyrics are just unbelievable. So
That's what my next question was going to be. Given that the band is called John Welton and the Awakening, this gentleman is writing songs.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to check him out before this is all over with. But
right.
he's writing original music, and there's probably some cool stuff coming out of there. Now,
Oh, he's got about 300 songs. We're getting ready to come out with another album here. So,
Well, you
but
gotta,
what's that?
you got to cross the. I'm like the tip of Illinois and Indiana. I never go Ohio down lower. Everything is me, Chicago, Wisconsin, Minnesota.
Yeah.
So that band's got to come northerly. That's just me. I'm not just saying that, but
So I go
that
to
is me.
I go to Plymouth, Indiana once a month, and I work for a program out there. So, and what I do, I'm a woodwind and brass instrument technician. I got a degree in all that stuff. So I work on saxophones all day. I got a lot of guys out of Chicago that bring me their saxophones. I work on all kinds of stuff. Like I play every instrument there is. So that's where I
bass
just
players
came
normally
from
do.
today. So the program I work for in Plymouth, what we do is we get a lot of instruments donated to us, and I repair them, and we put them in schools up in Chicago. We put them in all these poor schools where these kids can't afford instruments or the schools can't afford them. So we just donate all these instruments to these kids, and I get them in working order, and make sure they play, because these kids get these instruments that don't play and then they give up. So yeah, I do a lot of that for a lot of programs. So, but I travel a lot doing that too. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's very cool, man. It sounds wonderful, and I've got some samples of the music over here on my end that I'm gonna check out.
Okay.
Looking forward to it. I know anything Tracy's always gave it to us has always been a positive thing. She's a friend for a long time.
Yeah.
And so
There's a
that's fun.
cool YouTube video. I think it's called "Asking for a Friend."
Oh yeah, that's what I've got queued up basically.
Yeah, it's really cool because we got a guy that does a lot of camera work for us and stuff, and with the flower and everything else. And if you look, there's 11 album. One side's it's all studio stuff, and the other side's all live stuff. And if you look at the trees, it's actually 11, and there's two birds in the middle.
Oh, I see that. Oh yeah, I see that for sure.
So
I'm looking at it right now, man.
11 is a big, powerful number for us.
You don't mind if we share that in a little bit after we talk, right? Be okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I'll put
They
that
have
up
a
for the
fabulous
outro
version
tonight.
of Freaker's Ball out there, man. If you really
How do you see it?
Freakers Paul, I got the internet, man. You don't got the internet?
I've
You
seen
wanna
the
see what it looks like for me,
blank
dude? It's a mess. You kidding me? I got all this shit going on all the time, man. It's not just talking on a show. I got this video over here of their video, or
Well, I don't do that.
There you go. Yeah,
here's the show we're watching on Facebook, and here's where people talk right in this area, and here's my hair before I got cut off.
98 weeks now, you're going to tell me. Don't go there.
Here's system preferences where I got all the other crap, and here, what's this? This is a video of our theme song. I lost the button to get back to
Hey,
the
John.
other video. What the hell's this?
Hey,
I'll go back to their
John.
video. Anyway,
I'm asking for a friend. He's higher than grade.
I like horns. We'll come back to that, folks, in a few minutes before we're done. I got to figure out how to get the hell out of this mess I just got myself in.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, our trombone player. We only got one horn player. He's played with the
Outside.
Aretha Franklin. He's played with some big dogs,
Oh, he's a beast.
squirrel nut zippers. I don't know how he plays the whole damn night like that. Sometimes his lips are gonna fall off.
those trombone players, they're different kinds of people.
Yes, they are.
They have a different talent, you know. We might have
Uh,
calluses on our fingers, but no, it's a whole different situation.
Musicians and they're one of a kind.
Oh, they are. Trust me, I know.
You can't
Come on.
explain it. You can't explain how they do it, what they do. It's just a rarity.
Right.
I mean, how many people play music? Very, 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 very few.
Right.
Well, that's why music's so good. There's a lot of us that enjoy it too. That's important for sure. So you got to go to this show tonight. That's pretty cool, folks. The Mousetrap in Indianapolis. We're talking to our good friend John O here from John Welton and the Awakening. I'm going to share a video here in a minute of that particular song we just had a sample of before we go. And
Hey,
I ask everybody the same question every night because I love musicians and where they come from and why they do what they do. What was your first favorite song when you were little? Like when you remember music affecting you as a kid? What song was it, do you think? Is he thinking or did we lose him?
That's a tough one.
It's tough, but
He was thinking deeply.
it is tough. I think it's important, and it doesn't have to mean the whole world. It's something that you remember as an early memory of thinking, "Wow, that's music." And why is it music, or what is music?
Right.
But never too heavy to where it's too much to think about. That's for sure. It's more for fun.
Right.
For me, it was I always say "Blueberry Hill" by Fats Domino.
Oh wow.
I remember my uncle, it was on the radio, and it was probably towards the end of that being on the radio. My grandma's house, so we know what channel that was, who knows. But I remember getting excited about that song, Blueberry Hill. I got my thrills, on Blueberry Hill. What's that mean? I remember that real young as an early kid, So I always ask that question of every musician that comes on the show, because music's important, it affects us.
Yeah, man. I know I've been looking up at in Valparaiso area, looking to get some gigs up that area and stuff like that. We're kind of expanding out a little bit farther. We play up in New York a lot.
Nice.
We're all over the map. We're going to Colorado in August. We'll be out there. We're playing up in Estes Park. We play a bunch of good shows up there. We play a really cool show up there. It's we did the one night we run a TV show. We run a video, or like it's called the Festy Feud. It's just like the Family Feud, but we get a bunch of hippies and we set up tables. Oh, it's hilarious. And like, yeah, we get teams that are pretty much like we get the Dab family, and it gets pretty funny. And then we do a lot of that. And then we had the Dab Olympics, the Oily Olympics. And this guy, they were doing a tug of war, and the guy ended up doing a 6 gram at the end there, did 6 grams and just cleared it.
Like a competition. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, they had like
That stuff good.
Dab. I know it was interesting. So we have a lot of fun when we do a lot of these festivals and stuff. So
Well, it's real nice to talk to you, John. It's good to meet you. And Tracy, very good to hear your voice.
you too, man.
Have a great show tonight. Enjoy the show. Have a blast, man. Enjoy it as you can. I miss that stuff. It'll be back before I know it. It already is. So
Right.
thank you for being what you do, dude.
All right, man. Thanks for
Appreciate it, man.
thanks for talking, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
thanks
man.
for doing that.
Thank
Oh,
you,
okay.
guys. Thank
Okay.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Get
you.
out there, okay? Don't go anywhere yet, Phil.
Where am I going?
I don't know. I'm gonna play the video for his band.
I'm right here.
Wait a minute. Push the wrong button. Hold on. Go out and see the band. John Welton and the Awakening tonight at the Mousetrap in
Yep,
Indianapolis.
I got it. Yeah, at the Mousetrap. That's a big venue.
Have you been there before, Phil?
No, who we talking to?
I've
You
never
and
been
me?
there.
Hold on, you and me? Are we offline?
No, we're still online. We have to say goodbye still. We haven't said goodbye yet, have
I
we?
don't know. I'm just wondering if
It's just going nuts because I was trying to show that video, and all this crazy shit happens on the screen all the time. It's a mess. But that way people will see behind the scenes.
Miami.
Love you.
Very good to have you on the show, John. Well, John O, and you guys definitely have a great show tonight.
John O'Yowl.
Where you going, Amy?
She's going to that direction to get out of your face, man, to get away from us. She's over it. She's had
Get
98
away,
weeks
get
of
away.
this shit. 98 of her Fridays in a row have been me talking to you on the phone. All right?
On a
98.
Friday, most people go, "You're fucking idiots," because what are you doing on a Friday talking to each
They
other?
can watch it
You should be
Saturday
out
morning
doing
if they're,
something.
if they're that stuck up. They can watch it Saturday morning or watch it on YouTube on Sunday or something like that.
Okay, right now, how many people are really watching us?
I
10.
don't know. People from all over the place. At least it's either a 3 or an 8. I can't see. But-
My dog's like, "Where's my pizza? I want a pizza." I'm gonna go to Burger King up the road. I got $20.
You want me to send you a pizza?
You could if you want. No, you're not. I'm going to get fast. I always cook. I want fast food, so I'm gonna
All
get
right,
some.
well, let's let this go. Let's let this outro for the show, live show.
Hey, yeah, whenever you want to end.
So we're
We
gonna
got
let the
another
horrible
guest.
sound of the soundtrack of our song.
I can be a guest.
Oh, yeah, it is.
My cord
Cody.
is right up there on the shelf.
You already have one?
I got one from.
Thanks for tuning in to the Phil and John Zone, folks. Number
Kyle gave me one.
98.
Kyle Stewart gave me
I
one.
don't
I
know what
got
the
one.
hell is gonna happen next.
Nice.
This show's coming up.
I got one.
Try to make it
Hey, I
special.
worked this up for you guys. We ready?
We're ready.
Ready? Yeah.
Ready?
I'm in the John. The Phil and John Zone. I'm in the John. Phil and John Zone. I'm in the John. Phil and John Zone. Everybody. I'm in the John. Phil and John Zone. I'm in the John. Phil and John Zone. You get your fill. In the John. In the Phil and John Zone. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Cody.
We're gonna.
That's
I mean, if you really think it's me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the John. Watching on their phone. They're probably sitting on the toilet watching our show. Folks, thanks for tuning in to week 98. We'll see y'all
98.
soon.
Thank you, John, for having me
Do it
aboard
again next
this
weekend.
crazy adventure, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Stay tuned. More to come, I'm sure.